Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
You know, Bo, you're young, you're an entrepreneur. That's why I can't understand why a veteran, well-respected, I mean, iconic figure in Arkansas athletics like Chuck would be sucked back into the pool of talk radio. I'm sure there's money involved somewhere, and I support that. I'm a capitalist.
Yeah, it was his idea to do the show.
Yeah.
He dragged me along.
That's right.
Really?
Yeah,
Yes.
I just dragged Bo in.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this morning.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night, love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm in my Sunday school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "What's heard on the Chuck and Bo
There we
show?"
go.
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
Man, what a quick weekend. I mean, this thing flew by. I know for a lot of people it was up to Omaha and back, and you had Father's Day, people moving around, and all of a sudden, bang, it's Monday morning. We're back here. Good to see you guys.
Whirlwind of a weekend.
It was a whirlwind weekend.
How was Omaha?
It was nice. It was hot, breezy. It's always breezy.
How was
up
the
there.
atmosphere in person?
It was great. It was from an atmosphere standpoint, everything you expected it to be. And it was, it reminded me, and those of you who have grown up in small towns know what I'm talking about. On Friday night in basketball season, you have like junior high girls, junior high boys, senior high girls, and then senior boys. And the excitement just kind of builds, throughout the evening. It seemed to me like everything that happened in Omaha Friday and Saturday was a buildup to the big boys game on Saturday night. I mean, it just felt that way all weekend. And, hey, sometimes you just got to tip your cap. Sometimes in sports, that's the hardest thing to do in sports, at least from a fan standpoint, is tip your cap to the other guys and realize you didn't lose, they won. That's what happened Saturday night.
I didn't realize LSU could bring Paul Skeens back,
Man.
for another one. But that's what it felt like you were playing. You're facing a pitcher that's going to be in the big leagues in like 2 years.
Oh, I'm not sure it'll take that long.
Just
He was throwing big league stuff. And, here's the thing about baseball, and it's just as true as anything out there. Good pitching beats good hitting. I mean, that's why Hall of Famers only get hits 3 out of 10 times. Their guy just pitched a gem of a ball game.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
And sometimes it happens. Yeah, it was a bummer.
Absolute
Because
bummer.
here's the thing. We all knew it from about the third inning on, didn't we?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we knew it. 2 runs, 3 runs, it seemed like a mountain. It seemed like you were down 10-0. I think Dave knew when he went and got Root early that, hey, it's already going to be nearly impossible. So it was a game, and I got to be honest, I worried about it all last week because it sounds like sour grapes now, and I'm not going to get into it, but they should not have been matched up against one another in the first round because you can lose a championship. I mean, that was a national championship type game on Saturday night. That's a game worthy of the third and deciding game of the championship series. I mean, winner take all. The game was worthy of that. But it's a first-round game, and the loser now has to win 4 games in 4 days, and that's Arkansas. And you got to get to work. I mean, 1 o'clock's game time today.
It's tough. It's tough, man. And, Tony Vitello talked about it when he was on the show last week. The chaos begins when you get to Omaha. You don't know what's going to happen, who's going to get a break, who's not going to get a break, who's going to have the best pitching performance. Anderson wasn't a surprise, but he still was at his highest level.
Oh, yeah.
Like he can have a game where he's not at his highest level, and Arkansas is going to make him pay. As good a hitters as they have, I don't know how you hit pitches that are dropping 16 inches when they get to the plate. And that's what was happening. If you go back, people have studied it, done analytical looks at this guy's stuff, and it was ridiculous. I mean, locating the fastball versus the curveball. I mean, I'm in the weeds here, but that's just if you get that umpire cam, when they show that umpire cam, you realize how I love that view because you can't understand it if you don't see that view. Like if you just watch the game from the center field camera, but when they go to that umpire camera and you're in that view, I don't know how you hit that stuff. I don't know how, I mean, Robinette, I want to say he got lucky and hit one out. I hate to say he got lucky,
He
but
guessed right.
But that gave you like a chance and a prayer. But Arkansas just had the most unfortunate setup with the best pitcher in college baseball, a future big leaguer, having to face him in the first game and him being absolutely on his stuff. Root was not. I didn't think Root was as bad as maybe it felt like he was, but he was just slightly off. And that's what I mean by Anderson. Anderson wasn't slightly off. And by the way, I don't know if I haven't gone back and looked, but it felt like every game I watched, every team that won laid down a bunt at some point in the game that ended up being a single. Like, and they just put, it's like that one inning where you get a couple of guys on and then you put a bunt down between the pitcher and third base and you can't quite field it and get the guy out at first. And it's like, these are the little things that Vitello was talking about. And you could just see in any of the games that you watched, somebody just had something happen and somebody had something go the other way. And then Arizona absolutely just made mistakes to run themselves right out of the tournament. And you can't do that. I mean, you can't walk people, you can't hit people, and you can't make errors. You're going to get beat.
Well, here's the thing that I think we have to keep in mind now, and we can go back and replay it Saturday night, but, you know, unfortunately that doesn't do any good right now. Everything that has carried, you know, think about last week. Everyone talked about, you know, this is the best overall team. You know, this is the best overall team in Omaha. There's something different about this team. They've got a character. They've got a togetherness. They've got all these things that all championship teams have. The beauty of baseball, but if you're on the other side, the ugliness of baseball, is you are one pitching performance by the other side away from none of those things mattering anymore. All the things that we talked about, Cade Anderson made irrelevant Saturday night. None of that stuff was irrelevant. All the togetherness, all the fact they love each other, all the fact that they've done everything that a team could be asked to do this year didn't matter anymore because he was carving them up. Now, all the things that were talked about last week, togetherness, brotherhood, character, this team's different. It has to carry them today, and it must carry them for the next 4 days. This is where it comes into play. It didn't matter Saturday night. Their guy made it not matter. And you have to give him credit for that. That's not excuse making. He just pitched a great game, and Arkansas was helpless to do anything about it. Now, look, there's absolutely no reason for Arkansas to come out today lackadaisical. They need to come out today with fire in their belly. I mean, this is it. They're better than Murray State. They're better than Murray State. And they're better than UCLA or whoever it is they end up playing tomorrow night. They're going to have to beat LSU twice to get to the championship round. You cannot lose until you either get to Saturday or Sunday when you're in the championship series. But this is still a good team, and I said this last week, and I believe it, of all the teams there, this is the team most capable of fighting back through the loser's bracket. You will see, after LSU plays tonight, the quality of their pitching is going to go down considerably. Doesn't mean that they're not good. It doesn't mean they can't win it. Doesn't mean they're not the favorite. They are the favorite, unquestionably. Them in Coastal Carolina, they're the favorites now. But you will see a drop-off in their pitching after tonight. And that's what Arkansas has got to find a way to take advantage of. But the first order of business is you've got to win today. And they're going to pitch Gage Wood. And hopefully Murray State doesn't have a guy pitch the way their guy at LSU did Saturday night. But I don't think Arkansas lost Saturday night. I just think LSU won.
Well, that's what makes it so unfortunate about the matchup and it being at that point in the World Series. Because if you get in a situation where you're not facing the other team's number one guy, that's why it should benefit you to be a better seed, because you're not facing somebody of that caliber in the first game. And there's no point in lamenting the bracket. But if you think about it, Arkansas having the best seed at the College World Series got them nothing.
Seldom does. Seldom gets you anything.
Because you should have a better draw in terms of who you got to face in the first game.
They've got to reseed this thing. Again, it's a different subject for a different day. And if you say it now, it just sounds like sour grapes.
That is part of it.
But they're going to have to get to the point where they reseed this thing. And this year's draw, if there was ever a reason why you say that, the fact that Arkansas and LSU played one another in the first round is the reason right there.
Well, what's ironic about it is the fact that LSU is probably just a different team, except for these two guys, especially Cade Anderson.
Look,
when you have to play that team, you're playing a different team than you otherwise would be maybe in a second game.
It's not lost on me that it's been hard for Arkansas to beat LSU in baseball. Nearly as hard as it was for a long time for Arkansas to beat Texas in football. There were lots of those years Arkansas had a better overall team. Texas found a way to win the game. There's been plenty of times in baseball since 1992 Arkansas was as good or better than LSU, and LSU won. I was there for a lot of them, and still am mystified by a few. That's not lost on me. They're going to have to beat LSU twice to get to the championship round. That's going to be hard to do. But they just got beat Saturday night. I don't think they screwed it up. I think they got beat.
877-377-6963. Second guessing baseball decisions is it's what baseball fans do.
It's what
sports fans, but managers in baseball get second guessed more than anybody. And I'm sure we'll have some of that today, all the way down to DVH pulling Zach Root in the second inning. The look on Root's face when DVH came out of the dugout was such shock and disbelief. He could not believe it. But DVH was confident in his move, and there was no hesitation. He knew exactly what he was doing. And, by the way, he got backed up on his move by the way Gackle performed and came in and held him down. And if you had told me that Root's going to do this, they're going to be down 3-0, Gackle's going to come in, strike out 10, go 6 innings, throw 90 pitches, and it's going to be 3-1 in like the 7th inning, I'd still feel pretty good about Arkansas's chances.
The validation in Dave's move is the way Anderson pitched, not the way Gackle pitched, the way Anderson pitched. Dave knew at that point that we cannot give up anything else. We're facing the best pitcher in the Southeastern Conference. We're going to be lucky to score. We can't let this get any worse than it is right now. Now, look, if Gackle had come in, pitched great, and Arkansas had scored 4 or 5 runs, I mean, it would be obvious that it was the right decision. But the real validation comes in the way Anderson pitched, because he knew, I got to go. We got to stop now.
Yeah. And he had no hesitation. 877-377-6963. The Hogs are on their last game every day for 4 days.
That's right.
It's your last game or win. 6:15. It's Monday, June 16th. Hogs play today at 1. Everybody's welcome to their opinion. That's just flat out wrong.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Oaklawn is your hot springs escape. Enjoy plush comfort, upscale dining, and Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa at our luxury hotel. And with easy access to Hot Springs National Park and sparkling lakes, Oaklawn is your home base for everything the region has to offer. Come stay, play, and get away at Oaklawn, a Forbes Travel Guide recommended hotel. Make your reservation at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly, local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
Hey, you can beat inflation and upgrade your ride at Chevy of Fayetteville. Right now, drive home a brand new Chevy Silverado, Blazer, Equinox EV, or the tough 2500 with rates as low as 1.9% APR. Plus, take advantage of huge discounts and get top dollar for your trade-in. Go see Chris, Mark, and Denver at Chevy of Fayetteville, where the deals are big and the road ahead is even better. Chevy of Fayetteville. Let's drive.
Hey, want to fly like a VIP? With Jet Aircraft, you skip the TSA lines, skip baggage claim, and fly on your schedule. The plane doesn't leave until you get there. You enjoy a full bar and food service for up to 9 passengers and plenty of room for luggage. Wherever you need to fly to or from, whether it's a special trip to the College World Series or golfing with buddies, round up your crew, split the cost, and fly private. Also, ask about the Jet card. Visit jetnwa.com. That's Jet with 2 T's.
It's going to be a tough slog from now till the end of time.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I was really dorky. As I'm sure it's a shock for you guys to realize.
Is that right?
Oh, I was a total dork.
What a great story.
No, now I'm an older dork.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
We need to move on from this one and get over it and not think too far down the road. We just got to take care of business on Monday. We need to play good Monday, because if we don't, there's no Tuesday. And if we can get through Monday, we got Tuesday, and we got to do the same thing. You just can't get all uptight about it. You know, these guys they've come back and won games. They've done some great things this year. So that's what I told them. Right? We got a bullpen full of pitchers. We got a bunch of hitters that can hit, and they didn't have a good night. And we need to move on and get ready for Monday.
I like that guy being on your side right there, Dave Van Horn. I mean, he looks like a rock. He just unwavering. He knows what he's been there many times. He knows what's happening. With confidence in which he made the move with Root. Give me that in a leader every day. Just give me a guy who looks like he knows what's going on, and he's not wishy-washy. He's direct. He's to the point. His emotional levels are stable, and you can play for that guy. And you're going to get a great effort from Arkansas today. I don't think today's the last day of the season, but if you don't win, it's the last day of the season for 4 straight days.
It is loser leaves town from now until unless you get to the championship series. You've just got to take it, and it's cliche-ish, but it's true. Go win the inning. Go win the first inning. and then go in the second inning and go through the process 9 times today and see where you stand when it's over, and then go through the same thing again tomorrow. And it is very, very difficult, but it's not impossible. Now, they've condensed the format, and this is one of the things that you have to realize. There was a time, for example, when Wednesday was just strictly elimination day. Now it's championship round day. You can win your bracket. Coastal Carolina's already in. They win Wednesday. They move on to the championship series. They're in their bracket championship. There are no days off. The only way Arkansas will get a day off now is if they win 4 straight days, they'll get Friday off. And then they start the championship series on Saturday. There's no rest time. This is where it is more like a true regional. You know, we talked about last week how you got 2 regionals and then a super regional, and a lot of the pushback was, well, you get days off. Only if you win. Only teams getting days off are the winners. The other teams are playing every day. So coming through the losers bracket in Omaha is just as difficult as coming through the losers bracket at a regional, because today, tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday. And if you've got anybody left, which is the hard part, if you got anybody left, you piece it together for the championship series.
We're going to get through it together today. I'm not sure how we want to handle this. If we want to pout a little bit, or just kind of feel sorry for ourselves. Hopefully somebody wished you a happy Father's Day if you're a father. If not, a happy Father's Day. Sorry you missed that on Sunday. It just absolutely it's got to grind your gears to lose to LSU.
Well, it does.
LSU.
It does.
LSU.
I know.
It's just so awful.
Hey, but you could soothe yourself late yesterday afternoon by watching all those pro golfers struggle at the U.S. Open. You know,
Bart
if you were in a
loved
bad
it.
mood.
Bart loved the carnage at the U.S.
hot.
Open, delivered at the highest level. Those guys were hitting out of mud puddles. The rain added to the excitement.
Yeah.
I saw more 6 yards or less full swing shots than I've ever seen on a golf course, and that includes having played, myself.
Yeah, and the putting, too. I mean, the putting was, I see the sign over there. Thank you, Bart.
Yeah.
It's like everything stopped.
Hey,
Bart's holding up a sign.
I'm calling for a bunt.
Giving a signal. It's like,
calling,
shut up.
I'm calling for a bunt.
Yeah.
We're
stealing home. My gosh. Bart just called for a steal of home.
That's like the coach who's making sure everybody has the sign, including the other team.
Yeah.
Like, this is what this means.
I'm so confident. I'm
going
to tell you what we're going to do.
I mean, steal. Hey, I'm pulling on my shirt. Why are you not stealing? Shirt, steal. Steal. Come on, go.
You are right, though. I did enjoy the carnage of the U.S. Open.
Who were you pulling for?
It was glorious.
Did you have someone you were pulling for, or you were just pulling for carnage?
Not really. I mean, because the look. Let's be honest. The leaderboard wasn't anything special.
No,
right?
it wasn't.
There was
I
nothing.
thought Sunday was great.
There was nothing that was like the big names weren't really there.
I thought Rose had a great chance. I thought Scheffler, if he could get it to +2.
Rose didn't make it. You're thinking of somebody else.
Are you Adam Scott?
Adam Scott. The other.
I was going.
Literally in my mind.
The other veteran.
Literally in my mind. That's who I was thinking about, and I had him Justin Rose.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, I thought Tiger was great.
Yeah. Phil played really well.
I thought Tiger.
Ernie Els was in the mix
Friday,
for a while.
Tiger really made a move on Friday from his couch to the kitchen.
Yeah.
Thank you. I thought Adam Scott. I thought if Scheffler could have got it to +2,
I would have been.
It would have gotten
that as
interesting.
well.
Yeah.
They had a guy in the clubhouse at +2, but he just couldn't.
And when
Spawn, who you basically blew him up after the first round.
1,200 to 1.
This guy's not
1,200 to 1. That was the.
And this guy just hung around.
I thought he was going to shoot 80 yesterday, and he went out in 40, and I was like, "Yep, he's shooting 80 today. This is what's going to happen." And then McIntyre got in the clubhouse at 1 over, and I was like, "There's your winner right there." And then the last, Spawn hit 4 straight shots of his life to win the U.S. Open.
How did you play? How did you play this weekend?
Well, I got 4 holes in. We had
you guys got rained out?
We had a 2-hour lightning delay, and then we finally got out there, and we're on the 4th green and they blow the horn because there's more weather rolling in.
Bart drove over to Tulsa to play golf with his dad and got 4 holes in.
How were you hitting?
Happy Father's Day.
How'd you hit him for 4 holes?
Well, I was the leader in the clubhouse after 4 holes.
Okay, there you go. What were you, 4 over? 3?
No,
3
I
over?
was. What was I 2 over, 3 over?
Oh.
Did you claim victory? Did you claim victory?
No.
Okay.
4 holes.
I
no.
got you.
Well, what would be the number of holes in that situation that you would have to have completed to feel like you had won?
The front 9. You need.
You
got to
have 9.
You got to
really?
have a body of work there. Yeah.
Okay.
I felt good with the way I was hitting it. I made one mistake on the 4th hole, and that was
who most.
Let's analyze those 4 holes. Could you break it down shot by shot for us, Bart?
I could if you'd like.
Yeah. Who was an example while watching the U.S. Open? Who was an example of how you would act on a golf course?
Oh,
Terrell Hatton.
Which guy?
No, definitely not.
Yeah, Hatton was in the mix.
Definitely not.
Rory.
Probably more like Bob McIntyre. Robert McIntyre. Just kind of. Now there was a time when early on in my playing days where I would get really frustrated, but I'm not a club.
You don't expect to be good now.
I'm not a club thrower. I don't. Yeah,
Did Rory have the worst behavior?
Rory's behavior was pretty abhorrent, I do have to say.
What?
Abhorrent.
I was thinking when he threw that club, I thought that's abhorrent. I mean, that's exactly what I thought. He took the word right out of my mouth.
That's right.
I didn't really.
Was anybody penalized during the?
I heard Brad Faxon say penal more than once over the course of the week. I thought about really you guys. That's exactly how he said it. I thought about you guys.
If Grant Harden had hit in the rough at the U.S. Open, they would have never found him.
There's some truth to that. That's actually a good line.
It just nestled down in between one of those, bunkers or 2 of those bunkers in that rough.
I don't know if they get to watch television at the maximum security prison where he now lives, but I'll bet he's thinking to himself, man, I should have gone to Omaha.
If I could just add some of that.
Instead of 1.5 miles away from the prison.
If I could have just gotten out of these Rocky Mountains.
Just gotten to Pittsburgh.
If I could have just gotten to Pittsburgh.
I would have had a chance.
Oh, my God, that's terrible.
Jeez.
Hey, let me talk about Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric before we go to the break. They're all about quality and comfort, and we're heading into the time of year where comfort is going to be one of those things we're looking for. For over 50 years, homeowners have struggled or they've trusted. They've not struggled. If they've gone with somebody else, they've struggled. I got to get these glasses fixed. They've trusted them for a world-class service because they do things differently. Premium service, expert installation, every detail matters. No shortcuts, no surprises, just Pascal quality. And you can log on and learn more at gopascal.com.
Count down the first pitch. 1 o'clock.
Oh, man.
Pre-game show.
Got to get ready.
This is a
pre-game starts
pre-game
30
show.
minutes, baby.
Jell-O shots at 7. Good morning.
Ooh. You can tell I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
All right, guys, you hear us talk about the Sweat 'Em Edge on the Chuck and Bo Show. You've got your summer lineup set, but what about your skincare? Sun, sweat, and all that time outside takes a toll. Hit up the spa at Sweat 'Em Cosmetic Surgery for a facial or sun damage repair. It's not just for the ladies, guys. Call 479-966-4174. Again, that's 479-966-4174 and get your skin in the game.
With rainy season here and summer just around the corner, make sure your gutters are ready. Hogcroft Gutters, locally owned with over 30 years of experience, does it all. Seamless gutters made on site, trenching and French drain. Fully licensed and insured with a 20-year warranty on every job. Serving Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. And if you're outside those areas, just give them a call or a text. And for a free inspection, visit hoggutters.com. That's hoggutters.com.
The 2 best guys in mediocre sports radio.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I've known you for 25 years. I've never seen you hug anybody.
Well, I am a hugger, but just not in this room. Just not here.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Who are we pulling for today, boys? We pulling for tonight. I mean, UCLA or LSU? What are we doing here?
Bruins.
Bruins?
I think UCLA.
All right.
Yeah,
I mean,
if Arkansas can't beat them, let's have somebody else do it.
Does UCLA wear a uniform besides those blue ones? I've not seen them play in any uniform but those bright blue uniforms. We need a uniform police out there. Those are too softballish.
I do believe that Arkansas will be the visiting team in today's game.
Hey, Batesville, Arkansas.
Think about that.
Yeah,
Elimination game, season on the line. You are playing Murray State as the number 3 national seed, and you will be the visiting team.
Well, that's just the way it works. Think about Batesville,
We
Arkansas
can whine a little
today.
bit today. I'm fine with it. Like, I don't care. Like, if you want to text about excuses and us, I don't care. That's what today's for.
Can I talk about Batesville a minute?
Yeah.
We got people listening in Batesville.
Small
we got
town
11,000
feel.
people there today. Actually, if you want to rob the bank, Batesville's the place. There's not going to be anybody there.
They're all
today.
be in Omaha.
They're all in Omaha today, all of them. You got a second baseman from Murray State. You got Gage Wood pitching for Arkansas today. Both of them from Batesville. And I promise you, there's no town in Arkansas that's going to have a more exciting day than they're going to have in Batesville.
The middle infielder, Cunningham, and the pitcher.
Cunningham, that's right. I'm sorry.
Yeah. He started 57, I think, straight games for them.
He's good. I mean, he's been a mainstay. You don't play in the middle infield every day without being a good baseball player.
But let's go back to this. And a tip of the cap to Batesville. There's a nice article at wholehogsports.com about Batesville and how great it is.
Okay, I'll move on from
No,
Batesville.
it is. I want to give it its due, like you did. But I also want to get back to this. I think it's okay to whine a little bit today. I think it's okay to make excuses. I think it's okay to lament the fact that you had to play LSU in this first game. I think it's okay to complain about the fact that it didn't go like we wanted it to. I think it's okay to complain that we are the visitors against Murray State today. I think it's okay to say this sucks. This whole thing so far is just a real bummer.
I don't think it's as bad as people are making it out to be. Now, if they lose today, obviously it's all over. But
but if they lose,
look, the idea, if you went into that LSU game thinking Arkansas is a lock to win, you don't know much about baseball. I don't know how else to put it. You don't know much about the game.
That's what I was thinking.
Well, I'm not talking about you personally. I'm just saying that if anybody went into that game without the knowledge that, hey, this could go the other way really quick, you just don't know the game. Because that pitcher, he saved his best. And, look, he was really good all year long. But he saved his best for the biggest moment. And sometimes you just got to tip your cap to that guy.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
I'm going to read it from a text. But I want to ask it.
All right.
Chuck, why didn't we play more small ball? Why didn't we try to bunt our way on and stuff like that?
I got news for you. When you're playing a great pitcher, the idea that it's easier to bunt, I mean, that's, again,
Why didn't we crowd the plate?
I mean, hey, when you lose. Why
don't we fake bunt and try to distract them with the fake bunts and then pull it back and hit it?
Hey, they're shading you to left. They got all that room in right center. Why don't you just hit it over
Right.
there?
Golly, we were off.
I understand.
Brett is
losing's frustrating.
It's okay.
I
Get it out. Get it out
I
today.
get it.
Just get it out.
I get it.
Let it rip. Get it out. No problem. Brent and Cersei, good morning. Brent, what happened?
I've got my eye black on. I'm ready to roll today.
There you go. You've already moved on. I like it.
Oh, yeah. Hey, we just got to give our tip of the hat to Mr. Anderson from LSU. He could have beat anybody in baseball Saturday night. You know, he played, and we pitched really well too. We just had a bad second inning after 2 outs. The strike zone just sort of eluded us a little bit, and they didn't hit anything out of the infield, and they scored 3 runs. That's just baseball. But we live to fight another day. Gage Wood's on the hill. Let's go.
We just got to win 4 in a row. That's all.
Batesville native
That's all we gotta
Cagewood.
do.
11,000.
Yeah.
Big day.
Yeah, it's all going to be there. Banks getting robbed.
All TV stats are going to be set on ESPN at 1:00 in Batesville. Chuck's exactly right. You can go through the drive-through at McDonald's, Sonic. You can go to you can go anywhere and you will not have a crowd. You can just drive straight through. But we're going to win today. We're going to win tomorrow. UCLA is going to beat LSU because sometimes at least we'll have the 2 pitchers out of the way when we get to play them Thursday. Is that right, Chuck? Is that when we'd play them if we see LSU again?
Now you play them, you could see them potentially tomorrow. If UCLA beats them tonight, you see them tomorrow. If not, if LSU wins and you beat UCLA, you see them Wednesday. And if you beat them then, you play them again Thursday. You got to beat them then.
Well, we won't see their 2 best pitchers. That's correct, isn't it, Chuck?
That is correct, yes.
Well, I guess you could see potentially one of them again.
You know, it's just we just got to fight to get to where we want to be, and we can get there.
Brent,
that's all I can say about that. Let's go Hawks.
Thanks, Brent. You can hear Brett searching for the optimism live. Just searching for it.
I know.
And if you try to think about it for 4 days, you can't. You got to think about today if we're going to get there. Right? Just today. Can't think about the whole elephant.
We got this text in, and I've seen this a lot on social media and seen some other comments, and a lot of people just asking why Arkansas is throwing Gage Wood today against Murray State. Wouldn't you save him for either UCLA or LSU the next game? And my answer to that, and I wonder if
Are we in the situation room?
Yeah, I think so.
Are you in the Chevy of Fayetteville situation room? Is this a situation?
I think it is a situation.
Okay, tell us about it.
I wonder if you guys agree with my line of thinking here is the next game isn't guaranteed. Like, you have to win this one or your season is over. You're throwing your best available arm.
Well, here's what I think. I think they should have started Gabe Gackle in game 1.
I think Gabe Gackle should pitch every inning from this point forward.
They should have saved Root for today. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm with this, whoever this person is.
It's an unnamed, unidentified
start somebody
person.
Else today. Save Gage Wood for one of those games to be named later. And this is baseball. Like,
you have to win today. Like, it doesn't matter who the opponent is. Murray State got there. Murray State's shown that they're capable of scoring runs. You need to throw the best pitcher you have to at a chance to win. Otherwise, your season's over.
Is Charlie Boyce available to pitch the rest of the tournament? Can he pitch the next 4 days? Yeah, like, where's this girl from Texas Tech? Let's get her out there. It's always so easy if we'd have just done something else.
Everyone has the answers after a loss. You don't want to outthink yourself on this. That's part of being a fan. You always have the answers. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. Here's the thing that you have to remember. It's not always about your team. Sometimes it's about the other team. And in this case, the other pitcher. And Arkansas, look, I'm willing to admit it. Arkansas is helpless against this guy. I mean, and this is a good Razorback team. Great offensive team. That's how good he was. I mean, sometimes you just get beat.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It was shades of 2018 when the guy for Oregon State just pitched the game of his life. Yeah.
This guy's already that good.
Yeah. Right. What I'm saying is just sometimes that happens. Sometimes a pitcher has a day and you just can't hit him.
Arkansas helped that guy that night. I thought Saturday night they just got beat.
Hey, sometimes you just got to tip your cap to good work. And that's why we're tipping our cap to Teamwork Roofing.
There we go.
Teamwork Roofing and Construction, built on quality, powered by teamwork. You know, one of the great things about them is all the quality materials they use. They're not cutting corners here. Certified contractors for both residential and commercial systems, including Malarkey asphalt shingle systems, McElroy metal roof systems, all steel metal roof systems, SPI metal building systems, mule hide commercial low slope systems. But look, that's just the quality materials. What you really get with Teamwork Roofing is people who do what they say they're going to do. They show up when they say they're going to be there. They're going to walk you through the entire process, and at the end, you're not even going to know they were there except you got a brand new roof. Teamwork Roofing. Check out the videos, the pictures, more information on their Facebook page. Teamwork Roofing, built on quality, powered by teamwork. Teamwork Roofing and Construction. All right, 6:44. The deadline for complaints is like 7 o'clock, and then we're moving on. So if you want to whine, we got to get it over with. Let's go. Chris in Fayetteville, you're on the news, weather, information station.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey, we're full service, baby.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, summer's heating up, and Splash Car Wash is keeping your ride looking fresh with a special deal just for listeners of the Chuck and Bo Show. Right now, buy one Best Wash and get 2 free. One for you, one for your spouse, one for a friend, or just keep them all. It's an easy way to stay clean, cool, and cruising all summer long. That's 3 top-tier washes for just $27. Text Splash Car Wash to 22322 to access this exclusive online-only offer.
If you haven't tried a flight by Yingling, you're missing out on the great taste of Yingling that is a light beer. It's the next generation of light beer. Get it on draft, in the can, the new skinny cans, and now the new 16-ounce resealable twist-off aluminum bottle. Perfect for any occasion. It's just 95 calories, and you're still enjoying a Yingling. Take your beer game to new heights with Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer.
Hey, if you've been thinking about a new ride, now's the time to make it happen. That's because Chevy of Fayetteville is kicking off their summer drive deals with some of the best offers you'll get all year. Trailblazers starting at $23,000, Colorados from only $30,000, the new Equinox EVs from just $30,000. No matter what you're looking for, these deals are real and they won't last long. So don't wait. Head over to Chevy of Fayetteville today. Together, let's drive.
Some moments just call for something unforgettable. At Blakeman's, you don't just buy a diamond. You create an unforgettable experience. Their newly remodeled space is stunning with Cafe B right inside and their in-house diamond expert that'll help you find the perfect piece every time. That's just part of the Blakeman's experience. When you see the purple bag, you know it's something special. It always saves the day. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. It's more than jewelry. It's your story.
We never thought much about power outages until we had one during the worst possible time. As a busy mom, there are plenty of challenges in a day. But with Paschal, power outages don't have to be one of them. A whole home generator installed by the pros at Paschal gave me back my peace of mind. The process was easy and understandable. Now, I don't have to worry about losing power when storms arrive. Get a free estimate today and keep the power on with a whole home generator from Paschal. Professional people, professional service. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
Are you looking for tough, reliable equipment from people you can trust? WT Equipment is your local family-owned dealership with 8 locations across Arkansas. And yep, they're big-time hog fans too. From Bobcat to New Holland, Hustler, Steel, and more. They carry the brands you know and trust to get the job done. Whether it's equipment or implements, WT Equipment has the tools you need, including a full lineup of Bobcat machines built for power and performance. Stop by your nearest WT Equipment today.
How was Saturday night for you after the game? What'd you do to celebrate?
The only remedy, I thought maybe get a few cold beers in there and maybe help it out a little bit.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I mean, look, we get up early. It's a 6 a.m. start here.
I wear the same thing every day.
You and I have like Jay Leno outfits.
I know,
we wear
that's
in
right.
Here. Yeah.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
JT, I appreciate you listening to the show. I really do. You've been listening from day one, and you've been texting from day one. And I appreciate you listening to every single show and texting every single show on this station all day long. I do. I really do. From the bottom of my heart, people like you are part of why we do the show. What I don't understand are your texts sometimes. When you're talking about Van Horn, if he is so good, if he's the greatest, and he has all the answers, why can't he win it all? He's gone there with great teams and falls short every time. So, JT, let's just say you're right that he goes there with great teams and falls short. What other teams are at the College World Series? Bad ones? Those are I don't. The thing about sports that I just don't understand is when people forget that you have to beat somebody else. And I don't know what happens in our brain. Like when we have to do that in real life or in, if you're playing sports and you've got to go out and beat somebody, that's very evident to you. That is not lost on you. But when we sit back and watch somebody else do it and we're an observer, we forget that. How do we forget that? I mean, we really do. And I'm not pointing fingers here. I do the same thing. But you literally just forget that there's somebody else trying to beat you. And on that day, they might be as good or better than you. And that's certainly what Kate Anderson was in game one on Saturday.
Saturday.
I don't know. What's today? Monday?
I know. I'm the same way. I'm the same way.
But then he says, but I see what this is. You can make excuses, but no one can have different opinions. You want minions to follow your beliefs. So, JT, at what point has anybody ever said that you can't have another opinion? If I have a different opinion than you do, what am I going to do?
Wait.
I'm going to argue. Well, what I'm saying is I'm going to argue with you, right? If you have a different opinion than what I have, you're going to argue with me. Neither one of us are going to like the other person's opinion. That doesn't mean you don't get to have it. It just means I don't agree with you.
Well, what is JT's opinion? He's saying Van Horn can't win the big game. Is that his opinion? All right, well, that's your opinion. I have a different opinion. But that doesn't, I'm not casting you out. I'm just saying I don't agree with your opinion. No one's saying you can't have your opinion, but I don't know what your opinion is. I mean, are you saying they should have bunted more? I mean, he seems hung up on the fact that I said it's hard to bunt against great pitchers. His retort was, well, I guess Root's not a great pitcher because LSU bunted. Hey, if you want to get hung up on the word great, fine. Let me rephrase it.
Root wasn't great on Saturday.
Let me rephrase it for you. Arkansas could have squared to bunt every time they came to the plate against Kate Anderson Saturday night. It wouldn't have mattered. Let me break it down for you that way.
Anyhow,
so I'm not really sure what the opinion is there. He's frustrated.
Don't
I
take
get
it
it
out on us, though.
I get it. But nobody's making any excuse. In fact, if anything, I'm sitting here saying that I thought the LSU pitcher was better than Arkansas was on Saturday. I don't know what else I can say.
Gosh dang, we're going to have to extend the deadline for complaints.
All right.
Maybe 7:30. Bart.
I was just going to say, last time I checked, the head coach does not, while he may or may not wear a uniform depending on the team, he does not, in fact, pitch or hit. Players have to execute.
B's got it right. Everybody calm down.
Players have to
Everybody
execute.
calm down. We got a game at 1 o'clock today. Got to beat the brains in today. Live to fight tomorrow.
Be emotional. Just get it out. 7:30. We'll make the pivot at 7:30. We got to do a post game show at 7:30. Pregame show.
Pregame starts next.
7:40. Hey, at Blakeman's, it's celebrating every day. It's celebrating your journey, your milestones, no matter what's happening. They got something to make you feel better in that purple bag. It's really about the experience. It's not just jewelry at Blakeman's. It's your story. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry, the Chuck and Bo Show.
Oaklawn is your hot springs escape. Enjoy plush comfort, upscale dining, and Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa at our luxury hotel. And with easy access to Hot Springs National Park and sparkling lakes, Oaklawn is your home base for everything the region has to offer. Come stay, play, and get away at Oaklawn, a Forbes Travel Guide recommended hotel. Make your reservation at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
If you've been hurt in a car wreck, if you're struggling to get your Social Security disability, or you're buried in debt thinking about bankruptcy, don't wait. You need a legal team that knows how to fight for Arkansans.
That's why you can trust Cadell Reynolds. Bill Reynolds and his team know how to get results when it matters most. Whether it's personal injury, disability, or bankruptcy, they've got your back.
Dial 866-314-3728 or visit CadellReynolds.com today.
Cadell Reynolds. Make the right call.
As a play-by-play announcer, my eyes are everything. I need to see every detail on the field to call the game the right way. So when cataracts started affecting my vision, I knew I couldn't wait. I went to Dr. Betts and the team at McDonald Eye Associates. And truthfully, I wish I'd done it years ago. The difference is incredible. The whole experience was professional, easy, and honestly life-changing. If your vision's holding you back, take it from me. Don't put it off any longer. Schedule your appointment with McDonald Eye Associates today.
Hey, it's Bo. And for me, business comes down to working with people I like and can count on. And that's Teamwork Roofing and Construction. They do what they say, they're on time, and when they're done, it's like they were never there and you have a brand new roof. Built with expert craftsmanship and the best materials. When it comes to commercial or residential roofing, get the customer care Teamwork Roofing and Construction offers. Check them out on their Facebook page, Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Built on quality, powered by teamwork.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I don't know what on time is for you, but yeah, you got here before the show started.
Whatever. Hey, have you ever seen anyone that takes so much pride in being the first one here?
satin dining. Oh, he's hold it.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
You're not going to get penalized for losing over there.
How do we feel about Chuck's word usage of the P word?
What are we talking about?
Penalized versus penalized.
Like when you play golf and you use the word penal. You don't say that's penal. You guys have the most limited vocabulary of any group of morons I've ever been around. Seriously, you guys are idiots. I'm not saying anymore. You guys are idiots. I'm not going to be made fun of for using a normal word.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this morning.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night. Love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The show of record for Razorback fans.
Driving my son to school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "What's heard on the Chuck and Bo Show?"
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
Well, hey, you know, this is how it went.
0-1 the count. The pitch. Chopped up the middle. Milam at shortstop gloves it near second base. Off balance third of first ends the game. 6-3 put out in the ninth inning will end it. One hit, one left. LSU wins it 4-1.
Okay, so we got about 25, 30 more minutes. You can still complain and whine and say whatever you want and just be emotional, and then we're going to move on.
7:30, we're flipping to game day.
Got to get ready for Murray State.
Playing at 1 o'clock today. We're 6 hours from first pitch.
I know.
Pregame show starts in an hour.
Yeah, DVH, he's been level-headed through the whole thing.
We need to move on from this one and get over it and not think too far down the road. We just got to take care of business on Monday. We need to play good Monday because if we don't, there's no Tuesday. And if we can get through Monday, we got Tuesday. And we got to do the same thing. You just can't get all uptight about it. You know, these guys, they've come back and won games. They've done some great things this year. So that's what I told them. Right? We got a bullpen full of pitchers. We got a bunch of hitters that can hit, and they didn't have a good night. And we need to move on and get ready for Monday.
Go. Yeah, let's get ready for that's today, 1 o'clock, as Chuck mentioned. And then tonight we'll be rooting for UCLA. Go Bruins.
You want LSU tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what we need.
Well, okay. I think the thinking there is you'd rather play LSU, have to beat them once, play and beat them once, as opposed to having to beat them twice.
Oh,
that is correct.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you.
Thank you, JT. I mean, Bart, thank you.
I'm
rude. That was rude.
Oh, I don't have any problem with JT. He's fine.
No, I was talking about
again.
I was talking about rude to me.
Well.
No.
Again, JT has texted the show every day we've been on, and all the other and I appreciate it.
I know.
And you're in the Situation Room, and you made a good point there.
He's strategically incorrect, but I still like him.
By the way, I'd just like to say Father's Day was great. Thank you.
What'd you get?
Thank you, kids.
What'd you get?
A couple cards.
Yeah, that's
got
big.
a couple Instagram posts.
Yeah.
Kids making Instagram posts, lying about their dad, how great
Warms
I am.
the heart.
And I didn't realize my kids could lie like that.
What were there?
Yeah. I mean, just the outpouring of affection for their dad that I don't see any other day of the year on this day, and the things they said. I mean, it brings a tear to your eye.
Yeah.
And you just
That's really lovely.
You just go, wow, you are a professional liar.
Yeah.
No, it was great. It was. I got to have lunch with all the kids, and my daughter-in-law, and my future grandkid. We're all right there.
What'd they think? Did they think Dave should have bunted more Saturday night? Did you guys break it down? Did you guys break it down?
They thought we should have got more hits. That's what they thought. We should have got more hits. Everybody, is anybody not giving Kate Anderson the credit?
No.
I haven't heard anybody taking the credit away. I think everybody gets it. I'm a little upset with you, Chuck. Chuck's at the game, and of course he's in the group text, the Chuck and Bo Show text, which everybody wants in on that.
It's the most exclusive club in Arkansas.
It's the most exclusive text group.
And I'll just
no doubt.
I'll give you some insight here. Bart, hey Chuck, Livy Dunn's at the game, or was that Edward that said that? One of y'all announced
that
was not me.
Word had already spread through the press box that Livy Dunn was in the stadium.
Yeah, it does sound like a Bart.
No, I said Chuck, Livy Dunn is there. See if you can get her on the show.
Yeah,
that was my text.
Yeah.
And I said, Chuck, $500 cash if you can get a selfie with her.
I
mean,
that.
it would have been worth it.
Yeah.
It would have been worth it. That's
100%.
$500 well spent.
I actually
100%.
showed the text to the person sitting beside me and said, if it goes up to 1,000, you're probably not going to see me for a little while.
I mean, why not? And knowing you, it's such an easy thing. Hey, listen, I know this is weird, but gotta do a show with
very weird.
$500 if you'll take a selfie with me.
That's right.
Of course, she's gonna probably then say, "Well, what am I getting?" out of it?
Right.
$250 for you.
No,
sweetheart.
that's why we'd had to go to 1,000. That would have been 500 for her,
Yeah,
500
split
for me.
Yeah. This is what we've gotten to in college athletics. Everybody's got to get paid.
Yeah,
somehow.
well, that's right.
David's and Cersei. It is the complaint portion of the show, the whining portion of the show, or you can bypass that. David, good morning.
Oh, I'm not bypassing anything. Let me tell you, I come out here to get some good fresh air, had a nice cream-filled donut with a big, tall cup of coffee, and now I got the dip and sitting on the tailgate of the truck. Listen.
What a day this is going to be. What's
tell you, that I couldn't help but think after they scored the 3 runs, which they shouldn't have had, it's just one of those things. It's baseball. And you think, now this is exactly why it was wrong for us to have to play LSU first. We can't even enjoy the experience. All these thoughts are going through your head. And after they scored those 3 and we saw how Anderson was, it's like the 2 devils popped up on my shoulder like the kid in Animal House. It's over. No, it's not. Yes, it is. We can score some runs. We're not scoring crap. And that's exactly the way it happened. And then
Quite a conversation you have with yourself.
This Anderson kid, he looks like he's 12 years old, and he's just blowing them by you, man.
Daniel Almonte.
But, and it was a total different thing.
World Series.
Hey, it was a total different feeling from when we blew the game, before in the World Series and all that. I mean, everybody was just, wilted. No, I was mad because of how it happened. We had to play them first. Okay, I know. To be the man, you got to beat the man. BS. We want to have some fun out here, So I finally got over it last night. And what happens? I'm watching TV, enjoying myself, and one of my buddies calls me drunk. Well, I just had to vent to somebody. I said, talk to somebody else. And so I hung up on him. So I'm good to go now, ready to enjoy the ball game. I'm not nervous, uptight. Let's go, Hogs. I'm going to enjoy this one. If we lose, we had a good time. So I think I'm going to be okay.
David, follow-up question. Too bad. Too bad. That's a bummer.
He dropped
Too
the
late,
mic.
yeah. Well, he threw the mic. He just threw it down.
I wanted to know if there are times that his friend calls him drunk that he does listen and does give him feedback.
Yeah.
Because generally that would be, call somebody else on any topic.
I got to vent.
Not just the baseball topic. But that was...
Hey, he answered the phone. I mean, he's on him.
That was rough. It was. And, it's just... Kate, I did one. It was like the Little League World Series. It's like, are they going to go out there and check his birth certificate?
Well,
this guy's not.
Now, let me
he's
also
too
say
old to
this.
be here.
Let me also say this. Arkansas got beat Saturday night by a pitcher that pitched a great game. It's going to be a lot different if they lose today. I mean, this is a number 4 seed out of their region. Last 4 seed out of region to make it to Omaha to win a game was ORU when they beat TCU a few years back. 4 seeds that make it to Omaha. There's only been 4 of them, at least most recently, since they started doing it differently than they once did. Most of these 4 seeds come to Omaha and they go out. So, this is a game Arkansas should win today. And I don't think that people will be as forgiving. They shouldn't be, frankly, if they lose today. But I just thought Saturday night that guy just pitched great, and there wasn't anything anybody could do about it. He'd have beaten any team in college baseball and half the team in the big leagues.
Yeah, he was great. Tiger Bait has texted the show. Is this the Tiger Bait?
I don't know.
I think I heard Tiger Bait on the Morning Rush the other day. It sounded like him. That arrogant, Cajun sort of Louisiana, like it's unmistakable. And
was he also just screaming Tiger Bait the whole time? That would be the giveaway.
Well, this text says apologize to Tiger Bait with a lot of exclamation points. LSU'd be more likable if they weren't so vulgar. I'll just say that. It's a shame that they a little more class would go a long way.
Well, I don't think you're going to get that.
Well, I don't either. That's what makes it just, and then when they just spit in your face and you just got to take it, it is frustrating. And I get that. And that's why I've given people to 7:30. We collectively decided as a group that we'd give you to 7:30,
18 minutes and counting.
Get it off your chest because it's disgusting. It is. It's just downright disgusting. Blame doesn't matter. Excuses doesn't matter. It's just like, it's disgusting. Just call it what it is.
When people are frustrated.
Puke a little bit, move on.
I've done this too.
Puke and rally.
I'm a fan of teams just like everybody else is. But anytime you lose, we got out-coached. You got out. No, you didn't.
Oh, good gosh.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You got outplayed. In this case, outpitched. But it's always when all else fails, and I'm so frustrated I don't know what else to say. It's, we should have done what they did.
Yeah.
That's and I get it. Look, I didn't like it any better than you did. Believe me. I watched that game Saturday night, and unfortunately, I knew from about the 3rd inning it was over. Because, it's just this guy was pitching great. There's nothing you could do about it. And that's the frustrating part. It's kind of like you said. They spit in your face, and you got to take it.
Tiger Bait, call the show. Quit texting. I need to verify your identity. 877.
I think it's a faker.
377-6963. 2-step authentication.
Whoa.
Well said.
Two-step.
Whatever you like to try again.
2-step authentication.
Yeah, there we go.
Verification.
There we go. Yeah, verification.
Tiger Bait.
I think it's a fake.
Authentication.
There we go.
Sorry, the smell of corn dogs and Crown Royal has me a little.
I know. Let me bail you out.
Yeah.
I need to talk about Weichert Realtors and Griffin Company before we go to the break. Because Bart held the big sign up over there.
Yeah.
And
the ring girl.
The ring girl.
We're going to get a ring girl.
Walking through the room like a ring girl, holding the sign up.
We are.
That'll do.
We are going to do it. It's going to be great for. Yeah, you think our streaming numbers were at an all-time high on Friday?
Exactly.
Yeah, wait till we do this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, if you're buying or selling a home, Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, is the only name you need to remember. Especially if, like, it's your first time out. You're a first-time home buyer. Bose was your son found this out.
Yeah.
When we talk about real estate pros and we talk about guiding you through the process, lots of times we're talking about money. We were talking about money in their case, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Money that was available they didn't know was there.
That's right.
And that's what real estate pros do. When we talk about guiding you through the process, we're talking about money. And look, when you're selling your home, it's the same thing. You've got a certain price you want to get, and you want a pro to help you get it. And that's what happens at Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company. That's been our experience, and I'm pretty certain it'll be your experience too. They're in Washington and Benton counties, Fort Smith, Branson. They've been turning houses into homes since 1978. You can log on to WeichertGriffin.com.
Kids, there's never a good deal good enough with a bad person. Still a bad deal.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly, local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
With rainy season here and summer just around the corner, make sure your gutters are ready. Hogcroft Gutters, locally owned with over 30 years of experience, does it all. Seamless gutters made on site, trenching and French drain. Fully licensed and insured with a 20-year warranty on every job. Serving Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. And if you're outside those areas, just give them a call or a text. And for a free inspection, visit hoggutters.com. That's hoggutters.com.
There's simply not a better shopping experience than Macadoodles. Looking for the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits? Macadoodles or Guess Who in Bentonville has you covered. With an unbeatable selection, amazing prices, and service that's unbeatable, they've got everything you need. Whether you're stocking up for a party, updating your bar, or just grabbing your favorites, Roger and the team are always there to help. Make the smart choice. Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista at the state line, and Guess Who in Bentonville.
All right, guys, you hear us talk about the Sweat 'Em Edge on the Chuck and Bo Show. You've got your summer lineup set, but what about your skincare? Sun, sweat, and all that time outside takes a toll. Hit up the spa at Sweat 'Em Cosmetic Surgery for a facial or sun damage repair. It's not just for the ladies, guys. Call 479-966-4174. Again, that's 479-966-4174 and get your skin in the game.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
You hear that? You hear that?
Back to Safe Sports Radio.
That's special.
I am not a planner, and that's the problem.
How does that, this may be a little personal, sorry. How does that work in married life if you're not a planner?
Well, evidently not well.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Tiger Beta has announced to let all the advertisers know that he's coming on at 7:42.
I love it.
Via text.
I love it.
So
That's a
we
great
will.
text,
Yes,
by the way,
it is.
Tiger
Great
Beta.
line.
That's a great text.
Bring it.
Let
877
your advertisers know.
377-6963. If you want to go to the game tonight and you haven't, or this afternoon and you haven't left yet, you could make it if you get on Jet
Did you see what
Aircraft.
tickets are for this one? By the way, let me interrupt your spot there for a second.
What are they?
$28. Like $1,000.
There you go.
Saturday night.
Spend your money on the Jet.
$28.
Get a cheap ticket
That's right.
at the game. Jet Aircraft can take care of you. They can get you there to Omaha or wherever else you're going to go. It's flying VIP, baby. You get your car, drive it right up to the plane. They're going to take it, valet it, detail it, get on the plane. You got full bar. You got catering options, up to 9 people, luggage, whatever you need. You can just load it on. If you're going on a golf trip, no worries. If you're not in Northwest Arkansas, no worries. They'll pick you up on the way to wherever you need to go, bring you back. Jet Aircraft, making the experience one to remember and convenient. And ask about the Jet Card memberships for even more perks. Wherever you need to go, VIP, get there in a hurry, fly private. JetNWA.com. That's jet with 2 T's. JetNWA.com. That's crazy that we could just we could leave here, Chuck.
I know.
And we could get to Omaha in time
I just need
early.
I just need my car detailed. That's the thing that perks me up.
Yeah, that's the thing. Chuck's like, I'm getting my car detailed.
The airplane trip's
why
a
not
bonus.
fly to Omaha
That's a bonus.
and watch the game this afternoon?
That's
I'll be back in time for bed and a clean car tonight.
That's right.
Zach is in Wynn. Zach, good morning. You're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Morning, Chuck. Morning, Bo.
Hey, Zach.
I did all of my complaining all night, the rest of the night Saturday, and first thing in the morning on Father's Day. So I'm out of complaints. The glass is half full for me. I tell you, I'm tired of hearing about the Anderson kid because I thought Gackle had the better outing of the 2 pitchers. I mean, to come in the position he was put in and to put up the line that he put up, I would like to have seen him get that last out in the 8th inning. But I thought Gackle was the better pitcher of the 2. And maybe I'm biased, but part of me wishes we could have saved him for later. But, boy, when we needed him, he really stepped up.
Well, that's a great point.
He matched him pitch for pitch.
Yeah.
Matched him pitch for pitch. Gackle kept him in the game. And, it was an impressive performance.
That's a good point. I'm glad he made it.
And Gackle's going to have to pitch again. I mean, it's not going to be obviously today, and it may not be tomorrow if they get that far. But Gackle's going to pitch again. If Arkansas gets out of this, makes a run, stays alive for a few days, he's not done.
You know what else is disgusting about this whole setup?
What?
We got to go play Cinderella today.
Well, that's all right.
All these likable guys,
I mean,
Murray
that's
State.
all right. Everybody in the ballpark's going to be pulling for Murray State except the Arkansas people, and that's okay. Because if
We got plenty of
Arkansas
people
wins
there.
today and they play LSU tomorrow or UCLA, Arkansas is going to get the lion's share of the people.
I'm going to play a little clip from the head coach and make them even more likable before we go try to beat them.
People in town support them, and they know our guys. They see them at church. They see them out to eat. They see them at basketball games. And some people stop by our games, but, we don't even charge admission at our games. And for now, these people to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to just drive all the way here, get hotels, get tickets, buying all the gear. They got all the funny T-shirts going on. That kind of cracked me up this morning. And just to see some of the faces, some guys drove in from Florida and from Michigan and just all over. And to see them and to support these guys, it just speaks, how inspirational that this game can be and fighting for not just, an underdog or a Cinderella, but for a great group of guys that have shown toughness and the process. Again, we're going to go back to it. They love each other. And I think people see that and they want to be a part of it. Very neat.
All that to hear that they don't charge for their games.
Yeah, that's what every fan who buys season tickets heard in that 20-second clip. Maybe all they heard. They stopped listening they don't even charge to get into the game.
Hey, that's crazy.
I got to be a Wilson Matthews, Broyles Matthews. I got to give him $40,000 before I can even get a seat.
These guys, we got to go play these guys today. Watching the game and listening to the announcers is going to be insufferable today.
Oh, you're right.
We're going to have to listen to Phil and Bubba for sure.
Oh, my God. I hadn't even thought about that.
Normally, I want to hear all the audio. I don't think
that.
I want to hear any of it today.
I think you're right.
Sterling's in Center Ridge. Sterling, good morning.
Hey, Bo and Chuck, and
hey, Sterling.
Happy Father's Day, buddy.
Same to you. Same to you guys. But man, I timed this to call at this time because 7:30 is the deadline to talk about Saturday and then move on. So I want to catch you where I can do both. Right here at the deadline, guys. I saw people posting up there, and you know who's paying attention to baseball. You know who just Johnny come lately here at either when the tournament starts or maybe just when they made to the College World Series. Oh, Arkansas choked again. Now, how the hell you choke when you're playing a 7-time champion? They're a 6 seed. They got a top pick, I mean, he could probably be a top 5, top 10 pick in the draft, and he comes and show what he is on target, and somehow that's a choke job. That what pisses me off about some of these Razorback fans. Why didn't we try to do this? Did you not watch the freaking game? Do you not know anything about baseball? I mean, have you watched anything?
You said it like James Earl Jones there.
That was nice.
I had a guy ask me why didn't they start Gacker? I said, well, hell, you ain't been watching. You ain't been watching. Just shut the hell up and watch the game. I'll fill you in after the season what happened. Right now, just watch this game and shut up.
Man, I want to go to Sterling's house. I want to go watch the game with Sterling.
That's who I'll watch a game with.
Because by that point, like Chuck said, the move was made because of what Anderson was doing. Not that Root was just god-awful.
That's right.
That we needed the fire put out. We couldn't give up anything else. Dave Van Horn coached one of his better games that night, and I heard people criticize him. And that was very upsetting to me because he coached one of his better games, the decision. And Geico's performance not only gave us a chance to win that game, but he saved the staff to give us a chance.
It's a good point, too.
To come out of the loser bracket. That performance gives us a chance to get out of the losers bracket, people. This team can do it. And like Chuck, the thing about got started on the old cliche or whatever you call it, about how do you eat an elephant. You can't win 4 games today. So why the hell are we thinking about it? Meet Murray State today, then we'll worry about it. The Bible tells us,
yes,
worry about today. Today has enough problems of itself.
Amen.
We'll worry about tomorrow when we get there. Now, come on. I can't believe who thought that game was going to be a cakewalk. Who thought that we had an 80% chance of the baseball power index of winning that game Saturday night? Now, come on, people. Get with it. I don't understand. We got a good pitcher going today. We got a full staff. They had a day off yesterday. This team can do it. I agree with Bo and Bart. It would be better that UCLA win tonight and we play LSU tomorrow if we get there. That would be better. But if not, we take whoever over there. This team can do it. This team is built to make it to do this. The staff, the hitting. This team is built for this. This is how this team is different. This team wasn't built different to go run straight through. This team is built different because they have the tools to come through the losers bracket. It has been done. It has been done plenty of times. Not a lot of times, but plenty of times. Y'all guys have a great day.
All right, Sterling. Thank you.
By the way, the last team to do it was Oregon State in 2018 when they beat Arkansas.
Yeah. It's Arkansas, and it's like we talked about in the first hour, all the things that we've talked about this year with this team. This is when it's called upon because you've got to win today. And then you've got the same task for 3 straight days after that, or it's over. And look, just because they're built to do it doesn't mean they're going to. It is a really, really hard thing to do. Let's say you win today. Let's say you win tomorrow. You still got to win 2 more games after that. And you got to find enough arms to hold the other side down. It is a tall order, and that cannot be stated enough. But of all the teams that are there, Arkansas and LSU are the teams that are best equipped to do it. If somebody's going to do it, of the teams that are in the losers bracket now, Arkansas's got the best shot.
That was a great call, by the way. Might be that even for Sterling, that might have been a top 3 or 4 call of all time for him. That was awesome. And he's as good as it gets. Tim in Greer's Ferry. Tim, good morning. You're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Good morning, guys. Hey, to Reverend Sterling there, please forgive me because I'm worrying if that's a sin. But if you'll just think back to all the way back to the SEC tournament, I think there's probably half a bullpen that hadn't thrown a ball in about 3 or 4 weeks now because we only used maybe 4 pitchers in the last regional or the super regional. I mean, it's been a while since some of these guys have actually been on the mound and pitched with live competition. So, and we're going to depend on every one of them. I think we're going to roll today. Probably going to beat UCLA. I figure LSU is going to beat UCLA tonight. I think we'll beat UCLA. So then when we roll in there and have to beat LSU twice, we're going to be dependent on Will McIntyre and Bobby and a lot of guys that hadn't been on the mound in about 3 or 4 weeks now. So what do you think, Chuck? Do you think they're just going to step right in? Thanks, guys.
Well, you never know until you get there. If Arkansas is going to survive, they're going to have to an extent. If you think about it, though, when you start coming back through the losers bracket, when you look at teams that do that, there's generally one guy out of the bullpen that gives you a performance unlike what you've gotten during the course of the season. Some guy's going to come out of the bullpen, give you 4 or 5 innings, and you think, where's that guy been all year? But the big thing you got to do is hit, because other teams are in the same position too. And I've said this many times. I'm not saying LSU becomes a bad team after Anderson and then Ianson pitch. I'm not saying that. But you look at their regional down there in Baton Rouge when Little Rock was in there. They look like exactly what they are, an Omaha team in the first 2 games. And then you go, you get after that, and I mean, they're fighting to stay alive. They're playing a 7th game against Little Rock, which tells you there's a drop-off there in their bullpen. So if you're going to come back through this game, yes, you've got to have somebody like a Bybee or someone's got to come in and pitch a game like they've not pitched lately. But more than anything, you've got to take advantage of that situation with the other team. Those are the teams that get out of losers bracket.
You've said it from the beginning. You called this from the beginning. This is exactly how it could go, and if they got here, that's the LSU difference. That's the Arkansas potential depth.
It doesn't mean it's going to happen. Doesn't mean it's going to happen.
The depth of the bullpen for Arkansas was sort of irrelevant to a one-game scenario. It's way more relevant to fighting your way out of the losers bracket, and they're going to need every bit of it.
Sterling made a very good point a minute ago that we've not really talked about much. The validation in Dave's move came in the way Anderson pitched, but the benefit for Arkansas in terms of Gackle goes beyond the way he pitched and keeping him in the game. It's the fact that you didn't have to spend your bullpen on Friday night. It wasn't a situation where you ended up having to throw a lousy pitcher and lose 15-1, just to save your arms for the next game. Gackle helped him in a lot of ways Saturday night.
Yes, Bart.
LSU, just looking at what they did in SEC play this year, they were 5-5 in game 3s. Now, one of those was against Missouri, so it doesn't really count because
not really a win.
That was the worst baseball team I think I've ever seen. So that all that says they do have pitching drop off after you get past the first 2 guys, just validating kind of what Chuck was talking about there. And we saw it in the regional again. They lost that their 3rd game of the regional to Little Rock, 10-4. So they don't have unlimited arms. They have 2 really good guys, and then it's you never know.
That's the formula. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but that's the formula.
Starts at 1:00 today against Murray State. Got to do that one. By the way, if you want to get your car washed today, why not? I mean, summer's coming here now, fast approaching. If it ever stops raining, when it does stop raining, get to a Splash Car Wash. And by the way, right now, One Best Wash. If you buy One Best, you get 2 free for listeners of the Chuck and Bo Show. 1 for you, 1 for 2, or 1 for 2 other people. You keep all 3 yourself. Well, however you want to do it, you buy 1, you get 2 free. It's an easy way to stay cool and clean and cruising all summer long. That's a 3 top-tier car wash deal for just $27 a month. The price of 1, you get 3. Text Splash Arkansas to 22322 to access this exclusive online offer for the Chuck and Bo Show. Splash Arkansas to 22322. You guys are part of my family. Everyone that listens to this show is just part of the Chuck and Bo family. We're building a community here.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Some moments just call for something unforgettable. At Blakeman's, you don't just buy a diamond. You create an unforgettable experience. Their newly remodeled space is stunning with Cafe B right inside and their in-house diamond expert that'll help you find the perfect piece every time. That's just part of the Blakeman's experience. When you see the purple bag, you know it's something special. It always saves the day. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. It's more than jewelry. It's your story.
Hey, If you've been thinking about a new ride, now's the time to make it happen. That's because Chevy of Fayetteville is kicking off their summer drive deals with some of the best offers you'll get all year. Trailblazers starting at $23,000, Colorados from only $30,000, the new Equinox EVs from just $30,000. No matter what you're looking for, these deals are real and they won't last long. So don't wait. Head over to Chevy of Fayetteville today. Together, let's drive.
When is the last time you thought, oh, the SEC's making an announcement today, and it's going to be good for the Hogs?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
You ask Chuck anything, Chuck gives you anything.
Well, and it's not always right, but it's I say it with conviction.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Number's 4 for 4. What you got to do? Actually, the number's 1. You got to go 1 for 1.
Got to win today.
Got to win today. I want to thank and appreciate all the people that called in to complain and whine and gripe.
During the complaint section of the program.
Yeah, that has ended. And now we move on to, other
today.
Rainbows and unicorns.
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
The world is our oyster.
That's right. All I know is it starts at 1 o'clock today. The weekend's over. It's Monday. We got a game at 1 today. We're 4 or 5. What is it? 5 hours and 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Basically from a game.
You got half a day today. Today's half a day. Productivity. Get it done, before lunch.
I wonder what the stadium's going to look like today at 1. I'm going to tell you, Saturday night, it was everything you would expect, everything you would ever want out of a College World Series game. I mean, every seat was taken, and everyone there seemed to be a partisan fan. I mean, they were one side or the other, and it was, it was striking because the previous game Saturday wasn't anything like that.
No,
wasn't anything like that. And then all of a sudden, it seemed like all of Omaha descended on the stadium.
Yeah, Friday night, that game didn't have the crowd that you had. I mean, you said it. It was like a national championship game.
It was.
Like a national championship final. Tickets for the game, all the way out in the outfield, as far away from home plate as you can get, were over $200.
We had a texter during the break that sent in a text that's, and I made the comment in the 6 o'clock hour that I think they should reseed this thing when they get to Omaha. And I know there are a lot of people that disagree with that. And I'm slow to come around on that, to be very honest with you. I was one of those for years that said no. But, the selection committee, and it's a hard job, and I don't like ripping selection committees. I don't like people, saying, well, they should have done this, should have done that, because you never really know how things are going to turn out. But, LSU went 19-11 in the Southeastern Conference this year. Auburn went 17-13. LSU had a better overall record than Auburn did. But yet Auburn was the number 4 national seed, and LSU was the number 6. In my opinion,
Vanderbilt was the overall
and Vanderbilt
number 1.
was, in my opinion, if you were to really go back and look at the track records of the selection committees, compare football, basketball, baseball would be a distant third. For that reason, I think it needs to be reseeded. Not that I'm philosophically in favor of reseeding. I'm not. In fact, I'm philosophically against reseeding. But I just think the selection committee in baseball leaves a lot to be desired. And it's the most unpredictable of the 3. And I am not one to cast stones at these selection committees generally. But I think when you look at the way it's played out this year and you look at where teams were seated relative to what actually happened, these guys, in my opinion, they've revealed that they really aren't very good at this.
Spare me the sour grapes. We know what it sounds like.
I know it sounds like sour grapes.
Both things can be true.
Yes.
Both things can be
that's
true. This is not why Arkansas lost the game. They got outplayed, outperformed by a pitcher.
Oh, their pitcher.
There's a different topic. There is a different topic that the seeding did not make sense. It didn't make sense for LSU any more than it made sense for Arkansas. Like, if you want to look at it from a different perspective.
And Dave just texted in, we wouldn't be having this conversation if Arkansas had won. No, I said this last week.
Coach just texted the show?
No, Dave from Branson. I said this last week before the game was ever played.
My leftover dad joke from Father's Day. I apologize.
I didn't arrive at this Saturday night. This has been my thought for a while.
My daughter made me a card for Father's Day. It was golf themed. And like all good ideas, it came from TikTok. And there was a dad joke. She said, because you think you're funny and you're really not, here's a dad joke just for you. And it was, Chuck, why do you need 2 pair of pants to play golf? Bart.
In case you get a hole in one.
7:44. Ding, 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 ding. Good morning. When you went into the Hall of Fame, I think it was at a Western Sizzler.
I think it was. It was at a motel. It wasn't a hotel. It was a motel.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Are you looking for tough, reliable equipment from people you can trust? WT Equipment is your local family-owned dealership with 8 locations across Arkansas. And yep, they're big-time hog fans too. From Bobcat to New Holland, Hustler, Steel, and more, they carry the brands you know and trust to get the job done. Whether it's equipment or implements, WT Equipment has the tools you need, including a full lineup of Bobcat machines built for power and performance. Stop by your nearest WT Equipment today.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
If you haven't tried a flight by Yuengling, you're missing out on the great taste of Yuengling that is a light beer. It's the next generation of light beer. Get it on draft, in the can, the new skinny cans, and now the new 16-ounce resealable twist-off aluminum bottle. Perfect for any occasion. It's just 95 calories, and you're still enjoying a Yuengling. Take your beer game to new heights with Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer.
If you've been hurt in a car wreck, if you're struggling to get your Social Security disability, or you're buried in debt thinking about bankruptcy, don't wait. You need a legal team that knows how to fight for Arkansans.
That's why you can trust Cadell Reynolds. Bill Reynolds and his team know how to get results when it matters most. Whether it's personal injury, disability, or bankruptcy, they've got your back.
Dial 866-314-3728 or visit CadellReynolds.com today.
Cadell Reynolds. Make the right call.
Oaklawn is your hot springs escape. Enjoy plush comfort, upscale dining, and Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa at our luxury hotel. And with easy access to Hot Springs National Park and sparkling lakes, Oaklawn is your home base for everything the region has to offer. Come stay, play, and get away at Oaklawn, a Forbes Travel Guide recommended hotel. Make your reservation at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Hey, it's Bo. And for me, business comes down to working with people I like and can count on. And that's Teamwork Roofing and Construction. They do what they say, they're on time, and when they're done, it's like they were never there and you have a brand new roof. Built with expert craftsmanship and the best materials. When it comes to commercial or residential roofing, get the customer care Teamwork Roofing and Construction offers. Check them out on their Facebook page, Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Built on quality, powered by teamwork.
Yeah, does Chuck sleep that much? Because it just sometimes...
He's old, so when you get old, you don't really sleep as much.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
to be my opening line whenever I am seated at the thing. Chuck Barrett was unavailable, and last second, here I am. I'm always available. And so here we are today. Let's have a big time.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
At 7:50, that's 8 minutes past when Tiger Bait was allegedly going to call the show.
He promised.
Yeah,
Advertisers were alerted.
They were ready. And
I think it's a fake Tiger Bait. I think the person was a fake.
He is an absolute no-show. But we do have something to tackle here, and we'll do that coming up.
Really?
Got to get Ty Richardson out of Omaha.
Was he 0 for?
Before 1 o'clock today.
We had a texter earlier.
This is an emergency situation.
Brought this up. I had actually not thought about it, but Ty's 0 for Omaha, and Arkansas lost again on Saturday night.
He's 0 for everywhere.
I mean, Tommy Kraft has got to order him back. He's got to order him home. I mean, it's like, get out of there.
That's his boss.
Yeah.
And so
Get out of there.
It has gone from being Ty's problem to Tommy's problem.
Well, and Ty's fault, evidently, in the people's eyes.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So it is Ty's fault, but now that it's been just crystal clear to everyone that it's bad mojo, it's bad juju, we got to get him out, and Tommy's going to have to make it happen unless Ty's going to do it on his own.
First plane out of there.
Unless if
let him
Ty
come to the
have
conclusion,
the wherewithal to just remove himself from the situation.
Can he come to the conclusion on his own?
Right.
And if he can't,
then you just got
to order him back.
That's right. You got to do it for him. Charlie's in Camden. Charlie, good morning. You're on the Chuck and Bo Show. It's Monday, 1 o'clock, Murray State today, Omaha, College World Series.
I know it is, and it's crazy because I'm going to be at work, but I'm gonna obviously keep up with it. I hate that they didn't win the other day, but I say this, people have to understand LSU's really good, and that pitcher, he was unbelievable, and you got to give him credit. And I do think some positives that did come out of it, and I know y'all probably haven't gotten many of those today, but I thought Vahiva's at bats were a lot better than they were. The previous weekend. I thought he went up there with a different approach this past week. I thought he was more patient. Now, Anderson, I think, feared Vahiva a little bit, but give Vahiva credit. Other than that last at-bat, I thought he had some really good at-bats. I mean, he scorched one out there in between the center fielder and it was either a left or right fielder. I couldn't remember, but it was a heck of he got himself in the hitter's count, and that's what we got to start doing. Get ourselves in hitters' counts, but that guy right there was unbelievable. Another positive out of the game was Gabe Geichel was ridiculously good. So give him credit. He gave us a chance. I was watching the Louisville game before I go, guys, yesterday. The way they were scratching runs across late in that game to come back and basically win the game. I was thinking to myself, there was a guy that came up. He was 3 for 3 on the day, 3 singles. And then he hits another single. I think sometimes, I don't know if it's hard for a team that does a lot. They hit a lot of home runs to kind of change their approach. But this team is going to have to figure out a way to scratch runs across when they're not hitting home runs, because it's hard to hit home runs there. Chuck, I know you've been out there, and it's hard to do. And the one that they did hit, it was kind of a mistake by Anderson. Let me ask. I was going to ask you guys that. Do you think they have to maybe just look at finding ways to get runs across instead of – I feel like people think we always rely on the home run. I don't think that's necessarily the case with this team, but sometimes it seems that way. Anyways, y'all have a good one.
You too.
I don't think you change your approach at the plate at all, no.
No, this team's hit for average and power.
Yes, that's the thing. Yeah. If you want to go back to some of the previous teams, a lot of times it was feast or famine. It was home run, strikeout, walk, period. That's part of the reason at the end of last year, Dave said, we got to get more athletic. We got to find ways to put pressure on the defense. They've done that this year. They lost a game Saturday night to a great pitcher who pitched the game of his life. It'll be different today.
Yeah, got to get hot.
It'll be different
Got to get hot. Starts today. Hey, if you're dealing with personal injury, struggling to get Social Security disability, or drowning in debt, call a team that will fight for you and fights for Arkansans. Bill Reynolds and the attorneys at Cadell Reynolds, they know how to get results when it matters most. Car wrecks, denied disability claims, filing for bankruptcy. You need somebody that's going to have your back. They're going to do that. Call Cadell Reynolds, 866 314-3728 or visit CadellReynolds.com for a free consultation. Cadell Reynolds, make the right call. Almost 8 o'clock. June 16th, Monday. Good morning.
Hey, want to fly like a VIP? With Jet Aircraft, you skip the TSA lines, skip baggage claim, and fly on your schedule. The plane doesn't leave until you get there. You enjoy a full bar and food service for up to 9 passengers and plenty of room for luggage. Wherever you need to fly to or from, whether it's a special trip to the College World Series or golfing with buddies, round up your crew, split the cost, and fly private. Also, ask about the Jet Card. Visit jetnwa.com. That's Jet with 2 T's.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly, local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
There's no better shopping experience than you're going to find at Macadoodles or at Guess Who in Bentonville. And every Wednesday is Wine Down Wednesday. 15% off every bottle of wine in the store, even if it's already on sale. But when it comes to selection, amazing prices, and unbeatable customer service, Macadoodles and Guess Who in Bentonville is second to none. Wine, beer, and spirits. Stock up for your next party or just stop by and grab your favorite. Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista, and Guess Who in Bentonville.
We never thought much about power outages until we had one during the worst possible time. As a busy mom, there are plenty of challenges in a day. But with Paschal, power outages don't have to be one of them. A whole home generator installed by the pros at Paschal gave me back my peace of mind. The process was easy and understandable. Now, I don't have to worry about losing power when storms arrive. Get a free estimate today and keep the power on with a whole home generator from Paschal. Professional people, professional service. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
Buying or selling a home's a big deal, and you want someone who is with you every step of the way. That's why those of us at the Chuck and Bo Show wholeheartedly recommend Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, because we've experienced it. They've been my partners for life. They're Bo's partner now, and I promise you, when you become involved with Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, they'll become your partners for life too. They've been turning houses into homes since 1978, and you can always log on and check out their selection at WeickerGriffin.com.
Why don't you just kind of style it up a little bit at the game? Let's get your drip going.
Hey, I got a lot more drip than you think.
The Chuck and Bo Show. Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
That yell stuff, that yell leader stuff is the weirdest crap I've ever seen. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen another human do.
I'll tell you what's really weird, too. Is
Maybe I'm
watching them
sheltered.
practice. They practice before the games outside the stadium.
If that was happening out front of Circle K this morning at 5:40 or whatever when you're coming in here and you saw that happen, you would call the authorities.
Every time I see it, I expect people to start drinking Kool-Aid and just falling out. I mean, it is nuts.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this morning.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night. Love y'all to death, Jeff.
Do you mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm in my Sunday school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "What's heard on the Chuck and Bo Show?"
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
Happy belated Father's Day. If you didn't get a Father's Day note, here's one from the Chuck and Bo Show. Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
Oh, it was a good one. It's National Fudge Day, so we got that going for us today. If you want to have some, fudge, I know of a place in Branson.
Fudge.
Branson's got some great fudge.
I really do.
It's Silver Dollar City. Go find you.
I'll tell you who's got good fudge.
Fudge.
I'll tell you who's got good fudge.
Yeah,
that candy store in the Atlanta airport. You know the one I'm talking about, like Terminal B. That's some good fudge.
Yeah. Well,
sorry. Go ahead.
Bart is tickled by something.
Yeah.
1 o'clock elimination game today.
I thought about that place on the way up to Kansas City.
Arkansas and Murray State.
I can't remember the name of it,
Yeah.
but it's very suggestive.
Oh.
It's a fudge place, a chocolate place.
It's very suggestive.
The name
It's
is
provocative.
Yeah.
What's the name?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember.
Adam and Eve. No, that's not it. Okay.
Is it the planet themed one?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Uranus.
Oh.
Uranus.
Oh.
Fudge Factory.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Some might pronounce
That's
it differently.
clever.
Yeah.
That is clever.
There's a heck of a pronunciation there.
Yeah.
Did you learn that on Babbel, or did you get that from the Slang-O-Matic
Yeah, what does it say on
wheel
that computer voice?
that Chuck has?
Well, let's find
Yeah,
out.
look
Or I guess
that
it's
up.
on the way to St. Louis. Not Kansas City, but whatever. That's the one I was thinking of.
Play
in
it,
Missouri.
Play it.
Uranus.
Fudge shop.
The fudge shop.
Uranus.
What is happening? What is happening? It's Monday. Get ourselves together. Arkansas's got to get themselves together today at 1 o'clock. Bart was talking about during the break, which is, a lot of conversation goes on here during the breaks about the Arkansas basketball roster and how Cal has quietly got another 4-star. And so we go to the Chevy of Fayetteville Situation Room, and we're going to talk basketball for a second.
Because nobody's talking about
No,
this.
Cal was
I
at the
haven't heard
College
anybody.
World Series. Cal was in
Until
Omaha.
Bart.
Did you see Cal, though? He was
was
in
there.
Omaha amongst the people.
Front and center.
DJ's dugout.
Yeah.
I don't know if he did any Jello shots, but he was walking around just taking pictures
I
of
doubt he
people
did,
and
but
video
I hope
and
he
just
did.
like hugging and like selfies and
He's man of the people.
babies and I don't mean a lot. There's a lot of just sort of among the fans with Cal
They had
in Omaha.
and I think the Alumni
Great.
Association or Razorback Foundation, somebody had a party.
At
A
DJ's?
pregame party at DJ's.
Yeah.
And I think Cal was there.
That was great.
Yeah.
We were there in 2018 for that
Yeah.
deal.
We were there a long
We were
time.
doing a show there. Golly, we were, weren't we?
We did some great shows there.
Yeah, it was great. Then we were retired and then came back.
Yeah.
And
How
Chuck
about that?
dragged us into it.
Yeah,
Here we
how
are.
about that?
Here we are back at the World
Back at
Series.
the World
I know.
Series.
Gotta
Like
see what
nothing's
we can do
changed.
today. Got to
Yeah.
see what we can do today. All right, Bart, what's the situation with Arkansas basketball? Chevy of Fayetteville.
Yeah, so kind of quietly, again, like there was some news about this, but I haven't seen a lot of people talking about it. I feel like people should be talking about it because Arkansas added another 4-star to the 2025 class, one of the last remaining top 50 guy. Well, the last remaining top 50 guy, one of the last remaining top 100 guys, Paulo Semedo from Orlando. He's a 7'1", 225 center, committed to the Hogs. Like this is, if you look at Arkansas's class, this is, they've got Darius Acuff, who's ranked 7th by ESPN, Malik Thomas ranked 11th. Now you have Semedo, who's ranked 50th, Isaiah Seeley ranked 69th. Like this is a big deal. Like this is a guy who, maybe not as polished as some of the other top players in the class, but a guy who can come in and play, be a rotation guy, and develop, behind some of the upperclassmen that are on the roster, and be a contributor, moving forward. This is a big deal.
You think about the two guys that he's brought in that, they've got that guy you're talking about, and then they've got this Retail guy. One of them played professional ball over there, and the other's a top 50 player. So, These are pretty good throw-ins here at the end.
Well, and not to mention Elmir Zafic, who is coming in from Bosnia.
Yeah, it's
so
incredible.
He just continuing to add pieces, add depth to, and look, not all these guys are going to play or play a lot of minutes, but you have more depth. You already have more depth than you had last year.
I'd like to thank you for bringing this to the show of record today for Razorback fans.
You got it.
Because
that's what I'm here for.
That's what we need. Like when things are not, being heard or seen, you bring it to the forefront. And in your dunks, your red and white dunks, and
I wore those specifically for the game today. Yeah. These are kind of my good luck.
Bart's
good luck
out in game day attire.
He looks like he's
now.
on staff.
Yeah.
He looks like
he does.
Clay. He looks like Goody. He could be Goody in the dugout.
He's ready to go to the stadium.
I'll do whatever it takes.
I had a weird dream last night that Arkansas had on like these uniforms that look like I call them softball uniforms when
UCLA wears.
When they it looked like an all-star top. That Arkansas was going to wear today.
Huh?
Like a black.
You dreamed that?
They had like stars on the jersey.
Really? The Orlando Magic?
Yeah, it was black.
Bo's dream life.
Black and red. And I don't know what.
Tell us about your dream.
Can we get an interpretation on that?
Yeah.
Can I go up College Avenue to that psychic place next to Sassy's after the show and do a live stream? Find out what it means. I'll get a reading about the Murray State game today.
Can I get a reading?
Hey, Cal, his name has been mentioned around the New York Knicks job. I don't think there's anything serious or was there. But Jim Rome was peppering him with questions about it. And he said this.
No, I got stuff to do here. And there are people who have absolutely committed to this program. I owe it to them to bring something here that we're trying to do. Let us compete for national titles every year we're here. For me, I got stuff to do here. Well, you've been interviewing me for years. I hope you look at me and say, man, he's in a great frame of mind. He's ready to go. I'm happy. What we're doing, let's go. Let's do this.
I do look at Cal and think that. I do look at Cal and think, man, he looks healthier and happier than he was in that Lexington situation.
I don't look at Cal and think there's the New York Knicks' next coach. I will say that. And, yeah, I think he's building something here, and I think he knows it. And, people are behind him. And he's not in that judgmental stage that every coach eventually gets into. When you've been around for a while and they know your habits, they know what you're going to say, and they start judging you. He's working free and easy right now. Coaches don't have that luxury very often. Man, if he takes the Knicks job, he jumps into the frying pan, right back into it. And it's not to say it won't turn into a frying pan here. It will. But he's not there yet.
No, but it's a good spot right now.
Absolutely.
And I think you're getting the right fit at the right time, both for Arkansas and for Cal.
It shows you again how important timing is. Timing is everything in life, and it's no different for coaches either.
877-377-6963, Chevy of Fayetteville Situation Room. Right now, kicking off summer drive deals with some of the best offers you'll see all year. Trailblazer starting at $23,000 or grab a Colorado for $30K. How about an EV? The Equinox EV is here, sleek, efficient, and just $30,000. No matter what you're looking for, the deals are real. The summer drive deals with some of the best, and they won't last long. So get inside the Fayetteville Auto Park to Chevy of Fayetteville. Together, let's drive. And let's take Tiger Bait's call. Tiger Bait, you were on the Chuck and Bo Show.
The one, the only, Tiger Bait!
It's been
Tigers, Bo.
A long time since we have
Y'all
spoken.
ready to eat some crow, baby? Let's eat some crow.
How are you?
How you been?
I'm good,
How
man.
you been,
I'm
Chuck?
good.
I'm
Been a
doing
long
great,
time.
man. I just feel a lot better hearing your voice.
Yeah. Me too, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, it's good to hear from.
Well, actually, Sterling is the one that has turned me on to this hit that line deal or whatever they all call it.
The app.
Yeah. And he said he doesn't listen to any of that other crap anymore, that this is the only way to go. So I've got your app now. I downloaded it, and I hear the 8:10 hour is the most listened to hour. I'm sorry, I apologize for not calling in at my 7:42 and 7:53 is time, but I had some other stuff going on. But anyway, hey, Paul Skeens is there tonight, y'all. Are y'all in Omaha?
Chuck came back. We're going to go later this week if Arkansas continues to win.
Gotcha. Yeah, Skeens is there with Libby, of course. Hey, you think
Are you friends? Are you and Skeens like buddies? Did he call you and say, "Hey, I'm going to the game"?
We're Facebook friends. Yeah, we talk every now and then, not that often.
Okay.
Livy, no, impossible for her.
Yeah,
I don't know. I walked right up to her and said, "Hey."
Yeah.
You think I can get my own segment on this deal and get an NIL deal with a sponsor?
Wow.
Of y'all?
I mean, we're just getting started here. Like we haven't even, haven't had appetizer yet. Like you're already wanting to, consummate the deal.
We've been dating. You and I've been dating forever. You know that.
Been a long time.
Come on, we go back.
Been a long
We go
time.
back all the way to the brace, to the ankle monitor, don't we?
Yes.
I was going to ask you, how was the prison stay? How was the prison stay?
Well, it was only 4 days, people. Okay, it was just 4 days.
Did you run into
it wasn't really prison. It wasn't really prison.
Did you run into
jail.
the devil of the Ozark?
My cellie. When I got to my cell or whatever they call it, my cellie. I started talking to him. He said, "Oh my God, you Tiger Bait!" I was like, "These people know me in here."
And he ruled.
Yeah.
Hey, he ruled his
Held
corner
court.
of the prison, man.
Yeah,
I mean, he
dang
was
right.
the man.
He held court. There's no question. And then he went straight to the
So,
casino at Oaklawn
he
when he
ruled
got out
his
and
cell block,
held court
man.
there.
I carved out my name above my bunk. Tiger Bait was here. And then we shot dice with molded bread. I've never done that in my life.
That's awesome.
and then they came and got me. They hollered my name out. This is so funny. And I was like, everybody was cheering. It was like tie a yellow ribbon around the old oak tree stuff. And so I go down and I put my LSU shirt back on. I had my mug shot taken in. And the guy standing there with shackles, I said, "Who are you after? The Manson family?" He said, "No, I'm after you. You're going to Panama City Beach, Florida."
Oh, no.
But anyway, I
Extradited.
forgot to pay a fine from 30 years ago, and it came back and haunted me.
That's crazy.
So anyway, it's all been taken care of.
Extradited
But,
to Panama City.
But here's what happened.
Were they
folks.
clanging the metal coffee cups on the bars while you were being escorted out?
Oh, they were cheering me, and I was like their jailhouse lawyer because I was the only one in there with an IQ above 90,
Jailhouse lawyer.
And
Did you trade for cigarettes? Were you in there long enough?
D-Mac's cousin was in there.
Oh, jeez.
D-Mac's cousin was in there for transporting an underage girl across state lines from California.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, Lord.
So anyway, so here's what happened. David Basil makes a phone call to his dad, who lives in Panama City Beach. His dad makes a phone call. Yeah, well, I don't know what he is, but pretty high up, dude. So they pull over at a bus stop, a Greyhound bus stop in Georgia, and the guy comes around. The federal marshal comes around. He opens the door. He said, "Hop out." I said, "What do you mean, hop out?" He said, "I don't know who the hell you are. I don't know who the hell you know, but you're free to go." And there you go. That's what happened.
David Basil.
He said, "I've been driving this transport vehicle 9 years, and I've never let anybody out." So
They dropped you off at a bus
people,
stop.
hey, if you got an outstanding fine, I suggest you pay it.
or call Cadell Reynolds or David Basil.
David Basil.
Apparently. Well, anyhow,
Yeah.
congratulations on your win. I hope you lose today tonight to UCLA. And we look forward to hopefully seeing you again.
Well, I will call in, and if anybody out there wants to advertise my segment at 8:10, or we can do 7:42, or what is the most listened to time on your show?
You know, it's funny you asked that because we wondered ourselves going into the show what that would be. And it's from 6 to 9.
Yeah.
Turns out it's all
People
in
get up
all
early.
the time.
People
It's
get up
wild.
early now.
It's crazy. I never thought that right out of the gate. We don't start slow. I mean, we come out firing at 6. 6:02, bang.
Do your advertisers pay more money at 6 to 7 or 7 to 8?
No, they're all in
There's
for
gotta
3
be-
hours. No, it's a true partnership. We're all in it together for
Well,
3 hours and all day long, really. I mean, we post on social. You know, we've got the podcast is on demand, so you can go listen to that whenever you want. Hit that line.
Wow.
And all the radio
It's big
stations
time,
we're
Tiger
on. It's
Bay.
all over the world.
It's big time.
It is, yeah. It's a great way
Well,
to
if
say
any
it.
business owners
Big
are out there
time.
listening, you know, if you want to move the needle and pump your product, get Tiger Bait to sponsor your deal for you.
Well, that's out there now. People are my phone's blowing up right now. Look at that.
Thank you, Bo.
Yep.
Tiger Bait, LSU.
Vantage Point is interested. 8:18. Good morning, the Chuck and Bo Show. We're a little in over our head
Well,
here,
I
but
know.
we're doing the best we can. We're doing the best we can.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Some moments just call for something unforgettable. At Blakeman's, you don't just buy a diamond. You create an unforgettable experience. Their newly remodeled space is stunning with Cafe B right inside and their in-house diamond expert that'll help you find the perfect piece every time. That's just part of the Blakeman's experience. When you see the purple bag, you know it's something special. It always saves the day. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. It's more than jewelry. It's your story.
As a play-by-play announcer, my eyes are everything. I need to see every detail on the field to call the game the right way. So when cataracts started affecting my vision, I knew I couldn't wait. I went to Dr. Betts and the team at McDonald Eye Associates. And truthfully, I wish I'd done it years ago. The difference is incredible. The whole experience was professional, easy, and honestly life-changing. If your vision's holding you back, take it from me. Don't put it off any longer. Schedule your appointment with McDonald Eye Associates today.
Oaklawn is your hot springs escape. Enjoy plush comfort, upscale dining, and Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa at our luxury hotel. And with easy access to Hot Springs National Park and sparkling lakes, Oaklawn is your home base for everything the region has to offer. Come stay, play, and get away at Oaklawn, a Forbes Travel Guide recommended hotel. Make your reservation at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Hey, it's Bo. And for me, business comes down to working with people I like and can count on. And that's Teamwork Roofing and Construction. They do what they say, they're on time, and when they're done, it's like they were never there and you have a brand new roof. Built with expert craftsmanship and the best materials. When it comes to commercial or residential roofing, get the customer care Teamwork Roofing and Construction offers. Check them out on their Facebook page, Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Built on quality, powered by teamwork.
You know, I want Texas to lose. Yeah, I want them to rot in hell.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
you're just going to have to go today. You're just going to have to. Today is going to be
what I
maybe
told myself.
one of those days you're just going to have to go, and you'll be glad you did.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Tiger bait. How about that?
That was awesome, man.
That's
that
first
was good. Now
First time on the new
he's
show.
not always that pleasant, is he?
No.
He's not always that pleasant. He's
Listen,
not always that fun.
We're about characters on the show.
I like it.
And he's a character.
I like it.
You're a character? You're welcome here.
That's right. Hey, WT Equipment is a family-owned, locally operated dealership. 8 locations across Arkansas. Whether you're running a farm or managing a job site or just taking care of your own land, WT Equipment has the tools to get it done. I knew him for years as Williams Tractor. WT Equipment is the name you need to remember now, though. Still the same trusted brands, New Holland, Hustler, Steel, and the legendary Bobcat, and the same expert staff. And that's really, when you get right down to it, what separates them. They're going to tell you exactly what you need, and you're going to learn very quickly that their commitment to service runs deep, just like their Arkansas roots. So if you're looking for dependable equipment and folks who treat you like family, stop by your nearest WT Equipment location or visit WTEquip.com and get to work.
877-377-6963. This is changing the momentum. This is the pivot to today's
Rally
game.
caps.
Okay,
Rally
you gotta. I said it. It's disgusting, and I'm sorry. It sounds gross, but you gotta puke and rally. You gotta get away from the LSU stench, the Crown Royal, the whatever chicken, like whatever that get away. Corn dogs.
Corn dogs.
A lot of Chick-fil-A
Corn dogs
rappers
and
in
Evan
Tiger
Williams.
Stadium.
Corn dogs and Evan Williams.
It's a
lunch of champions in Louisiana.
Those guys are buying. Those guys are buying so
that made Bart shiver.
many Jell-O shots. Have you seen how many Jell-O shots that LSU has purchased? It's over 10,000.
They had to shut down Rocco's early Friday night. I read they had a big fight.
Yeah,
they had a big fight. I don't know. I'm guessing there was probably an LSU, some sort of involvement there. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, well,
but I know they had a fight and they had to shut it down
I
early.
can't believe you weren't right in the middle of it.
I wasn't
Holding
there
court.
Friday
Yeah,
night, or
yeah.
you can only imagine what would happen.
That's a good point. Good point. You go to the game, you get out of the game, and you're there for business. You're standing on business.
Stand on business.
That's what you're
That's
doing.
right. I'm not there to
Charles Schwab. I'll see you at Charles Schwab.
At the
That's
Chuck.
where I'll be. The Chuck.
Yeah.
That's right. That's what we got to do. We got to start getting some stuff going here. Today at the Chuck at 1 o'clock.
The Chuck.
The Chuck.
Chuck was at the Chuck.
Yeah. Wow.
Hey, can we hear from anybody who had a good Father's Day?
Chuckception.
Anybody have a good Father's Day, or did you get completely overlooked? I
got completely overlooked, but I'm not a father, so it counts.
I had a great Father's Day lunch with my kids and my daughter-in-law, my future grandson, who by the way already has a name. His name's going to be Ryder, and happened to run into Ryder Helfrich the other day with King and Micah, and they got their picture with Ryder.
Oh, how about that?
And so then I'll probably put that up in the nursery.
Yeah.
The nursery got painted over the weekend. I didn't help. But I'm having a great Father's Day, Chuck, but my Keurig still won't work.
Huh.
I tried everything, the descale thing. I knew Bart was in Tulsa, with his dad, and I wasn't going to bother him. So I just
Sounds like you need a new one.
I went and bought another one.
I was going to say that's the only solution.
I didn't know there's a difference. Like, you can get a Keurig for $60 or $160, and it's not like, what's the big difference? There's some technology thing that makes the coffee taste better. Like literally, it's not.
You get what you pay
it's
for.
It's not
Bo.
like you got a pot and you got a little Keurig cup thing. That's the extravagant one. I'm just saying the basic Keurig runs from $60 to $160, and I'm just standing there in Walmart confused.
Get the more expensive one. It's always better.
Well, that's what I thought, and I didn't do it.
Yeah.
Because part of me thought that Bart is still going to fix my old one. And so I didn't do it. So then the greatest housewarming gift that I got, a year and a half ago or whatever it was, when I moved into my new house, was a Roomba.
Oh, those are good now.
Really,
those are good.
Really great. A lot of hardwood floors downstairs. Makes it really easy to clean the house. But, when the kids are over, there's stuff, there's crumbs on the floor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have people at your house, and that's what happens, and it's just part of life. So the Roomba won't work. The Roomba won't work. The iRobot app is not. There's no clear answer to what's wrong.
Yeah, it can get tricky.
And I'm watching YouTube videos, and I'm just like, This is what happens when you lose to LSU.
So you got
Nothing
Keurig
else.
issues and Roomba
Yes.
issues. And
Yes.
Arkansas
Yes.
lost to LSU.
Yes.
So, wow.
And a bird crapped on the windshield of my truck.
Oh.
That's my weekend.
Well,
how'd the rest of us do? Edward, how was your Father's Day?
It was great. It was great.
Edward
it was
got
very
a
relaxing.
personal note from his 1-year-old.
That's right.
Edward said Friday he wanted a beer and a nap. And so I came in and I said, Edward, did you have your beer and your nap?
Both days.
And he said both days.
It was a great weekend.
And
It was a
Saturday,
great
apparently, it was more than just a beer. Now, Sunday, it might have just been a beer.
Yeah.
But I don't think Saturday it was just a beer.
Yeah.
That was the impression that I got. Am I wrong?
Well.
No?
Well.
Well, all right. What?
Who can say?
Yeah.
It was a good
And then we had the carnage of the U.S. Open yesterday,
Yeah.
and Bart was just brought back to life.
Oh, man. J.J. Spawn. How about that guy?
Who had that guy Friday or Thursday?
1,200
to 1.
to 1.
Incredible.
Terrell Hatton at his press conference. He's wrapping up. He's frustrated. He fell apart down the stretch. He couldn't stop the wheels from coming off. Almost nobody could. And then J.J. Spawn has a, 64-foot putt? He's got a 2-putt to win the U.S. Open, which is no cupcake. No, if
Not
you
at
watched any
Oakmont.
of the U.S. Open, 2-putting from anywhere on the green, let alone 64
Challenging.
feet,
Yeah.
was a challenge. And here's how it went from the press conference where Terrell Hatton's talking about his round.
I sat in dining. Oh, he's hold it. Unbelievable. What a putt to win. That's incredible.
He's trying to be nice.
What do you think he's feeling right now? In shock, I would guess. Unbelievable. Fair play.
That's just such a moment.
Fair play. That's
Such a
such a British thing to say. Fair
different
play.
moment, perspective on that.
I
you're-
like the guy in the background.
I
That was the genuine response. It's
I
like,
didn't-
are you kidding me?
I didn't like that comment. That was off mic. I didn't know that was on there. Yeah, that was an incredible perspective. You know, to see. I mean, that's just respect. But for him to win, has he won anything ever?
He had won once previously on tour, I believe in 2022. He won in Fort Worth or something like that. No, San Antonio. He won the San Antonio event. But that was his second career win, and it will be the biggest of his career.
$4.3 million. Thank you,
Wow.
Tiger.
Is that, yeah, thank you, Tiger. That's exactly
Life changing for him.
Oh yeah,
Life changing.
Yeah. 2 young kids.
$4.3 million.
Father's Day. Wow. 2 young kids. And that putt made the winner exactly what Bart said, barely under par. Whoever wins will be barely under par.
1 under. Only player under par.
And he had to make a 64-foot birdie putt to do it.
Yeah, I love it. We need to go back to Oakmont more often for the U.S. Open.
What about
Why do you take pleasure in watching those guys struggle the way you do? What's wrong with you? I mean, really.
I like watching.
What is your issue?
I like watching the best players in the world be humbled every once in a while and actually have to play a tough golf course.
Okay.
Because so many of these courses on tour are just cookie cutter. It's so easy for them.
Even guys like you and me could shoot 68,
Well,
right?
no, I'm not going that far. So it's nice to see them actually challenged by the golf course every once in a while.
I got a question.
And it doesn't happen very often.
I got a legitimate question.
Yeah.
You and me go play Oakmont today. What do we shoot?
Are we playing from the U.S. Open tees, or
From
are we
the
playing from the
tips.
members tees?
From the tips.
I don't think it. I mean, it matters. But let's just say
It matters significantly.
No.
If we're just playing from the members tees,
Yeah, sure. Let's just say that. What do we
Members
shoot?
tees.
I've got a number in mind.
I think we break 100.
There's
no way.
I think we break 100.
That is
barely.
the most ridiculous thing of all the ridiculous things you've said, and you've said a lot of ridiculous things. That's the most ridiculous.
No.
That is absurd.
No, let's
That
see.
is
Let's
beyond
no,
absurd. The number
So
I
you're
had in
saying
mind.
you're going to go into that 5-inch rough and dig yourself out of there on the first shot?
No, I'm taking an unplayable lie every time I hit it in the rough. What are we talking about?
No, there's no chance. The number I had in mind, just so you know, was 150.
thinking,
no!
Yes.
We're breaking 150.
No way. No, you know what? I'm good.
breaking
Okay, now
150.
I want to make this happen.
Yes.
I want to
We're
send
going.
you.
We're
yes,
going.
I want to send you to Oakmont. There's no way that you or I break 100. We can scramble, and we're not going to break 150.
If you
yes,
guys,
yes, we
We're
do.
going to four-putt
Yes, we
every
do.
green.
No, we are not. I have way more confidence
I'll
in my
pay
putting.
for half the trip, Bo. You in for the other half?
The putting is the
You
reason.
in for the other half?
Yes.
The putting is the reason that I think I might have a shot at breaking 100.
There's no chance.
It might be a 99.
Absolutely
it might be a 90,
insane.
It might be a 99, but I think
I love your confidence, but my gosh, you're delusional.
You are delusional, man.
No.
This is going to.
I'm in for half the trip.
Speaking of sponsorships, this is going to be something.
Forget Tiger Bait.
yeah.
Somebody will sponsor this.
That's exactly
We're sending Bart to Oakmont.
If Bart
he's
can break
playing from the members' tees. They got to keep
I'm
the
trying
green.
to see what the yard is.
We could raise money for charity
They
on
got to
this.
keep the rough grown up. I mean, you can't.
Well, that's
play,
what I'm saying.
you
It's
know.
it's got to be those conditions, and then we got to make it rain a little bit.
I don't know.
I can't believe he thinks
I
that.
think you could have perfect weather, optimum conditions.
72 and sunny.
You and any of us, I include myself in this. If we were to go play at the members' tees, conditions just like they were yesterday,
like 6,700 yards.
All right, just like they were yesterday. None of us are breaking 120. None of us.
No chance.
Not a prayer.
No chance.
And there will be a six putt. There will be a six putt.
I am breaking 120 at Oakmont.
There's not a chance.
I'm breaking
There's
120
A
at Oakmont.
scratch golfer
Yes.
has a chance.
There's no
We do
chance.
not.
I'm breaking
If we're like
120 at
if
Oakmont.
we're like a 12 to 18
That is-
handicap, we have no shot at
God.
breaking 100 at Oakmont.
I'm doing it.
All right, let me know when you want to go. We'll
Yeah,
call the
I'm
club,
in.
bro.
Get that jet aircraft going.
Yeah.
breaking
We'll
20.
cash in all our chips. We're
can
going.
you can even take Scott Murphy with you.
They got casinos in Pennsylvania.
People are saying that I wouldn't break 150. I'll take that bet. If you don't think I'll break 150,
I'll
at
cover
Oakmont,
every single bet you make. That's how confident I am.
I will break 150 at Oakmont.
Everyone that bets against you, I got their bets.
Jet
And,
aircraft.
and the ones I can't cover, Bo can.
Ye of little faith.
Yeah, First Security
Ye of little
Bank's going to
faith.
they're going to take out a loan.
First
A line
Security
of credit.
Bank's going to put everything they
Get a
got.
line of credit on Bart
On
at
over
at
150.
Oakmont. Bank better with First Security Bank, fsbank.com online, more convenient locations all over the great state of Arkansas. Friendly professionals helping Arkansans every day, bank better, and giving you a line of credit for Bart at Oakmont. First Security Bank, member FDIC. You are bananas. For Chuck Barrett, I'm Bo Madden. Good morning. Hey, kids, how about a bagel?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Buying or selling a home's a big deal, and you want someone who is with you every step of the way. That's why those of us at the Chuck and Bo Show wholeheartedly recommend Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, because we've experienced it. They've been my partners for life. They're Bo's partner now, and I promise you, when you become involved with Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, they'll become your partners for life too. They've been turning houses into homes since 1978, and you can always log on and check out their selection at WeicherGriffin.com.
At the Stonebreaker Hotel, we believe in the art of gathering, whether over a thoughtfully prepared meal or a quiet moment on Markham Hill. Start your day with breakfast classics from the all-day menu, served from 7:30 to 1. Savor shareable bites from the bar and lounge menu until 10. And let the dinner menu from 5 to 9 bring familiar flavors with a fresh twist. And for a weekend well spent, how about brunch? Rooted in connection, designed for comfort. Learn more at stonebreakerhotel.com.
I am amazed at the number of people who think they're smart.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Oh man, I got revved up.
I know you did. Both of you did.
Yeah. And I'm gonna get revved up on something different than
you
that
guys
segment.
got so fired up, I started sweating. And I wasn't doing anything in that segment.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
This is taking on a life of its
it
own.
really has.
Okay, we'll get into Bart and his exploits. He's got strategy to share with us on how he would break 100.
We sit around sometimes.
If you're trying to break a target score, you have a strategy.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
We sit around sometimes.
Take me
and
to the gutter first.
Wonder what would happen if somebody said the most ridiculous thing they could think of? How would people respond? Well, today's the day we're finding out.
Sure is.
Yeah. Hey, after all the rain we've had, be careful who you trust. Storm chasers are all around. They're out-of-towners asking for deposits, and then you never see them again. That never happens with hog trough gutters. If you've got gutter work, if you've got some things you got to get done, work with folks from around here. They've been doing it right for over 30 years at hog trough gutters. They're fully licensed Arkansas contractors. They're fully insured. Every job comes with a written 20-year warranty. Seamless gutters, trenching, French drains, it's all done right the first time. They do their work on site as well. So visit hoggutters.com. That's hoggutters.com.
Yeah, hog gutters.
Hog gutters.
Let's get you out of the rough at Oakmont, too.
Yeah.
Well, all right, Bart.
What's
You
your
were talking
strategy,
during
Big
the
Shot?
break.
Well, no, I'm looking at the scorecard, right? Like
Yeah.
I've got
He's really
an
he's
Oakmont
dug in on this.
scorecard pulled up, and I'm looking at the yardages for these holes, and there are a lot of holes where you can take less than driver off the tee and be just fine. So you're hitting.
Oh
you're
yeah,
hitting-
it's simple.
I'm saying you're taking driver out of your hands.
Play a long iron. You play a long
No,
iron.
I'd hit 3 woods.
Yeah,
Hit a bunch of 3 woods off the tee.
Yeah.
And-
Simple.
Well, no, it's not simple. You still have to execute the shot, but what I'm saying is like you've got instead of these behemoth holes, it's like 325, 390, 349, 370. 328. Like these are the par 4s out
You hit
there.
it straight every
Simple.
time?
It's
No.
three
You just
wood.
keep it out
Are
of the
you
rough?
hitting Pro V1s?
What are you going to hit in the rough?
I'm trying to hit it. I'm trying to keep it out of the rough. That's
Look,
the goal here.
But trying to keep it out of the rough
Right.
and keeping it out of the
Right,
rough are
different
two
things.
very,
Yeah.
very different
no,
things.
you basically treat it as a penalty and you just pitch out to the fairway. That's all you
Yeah.
do. You don't try to
Simple as
advance the ball.
that.
You don't try to advance the ball.
Well, how come they weren't doing that on TV?
Well, because they're professionals. I am not.
They were trying to punch it out,
I'm just
and they'd
taking-
punch it 3 feet.
Yep, I understand that.
And by the way,
sometimes you get a bad line.
So you're
and
saying
you can't
on
hit
these,
it.
like for example, it's 390 at Oakmont.
Yeah.
You go into the rough on your tee shot. I mean, it'll happen even to a player like you. So you're saying that
3 wood
you
that went
just
170 off
So
the
you're
tee.
saying you just chip out, you just chip out,
that's rude.
chip right out, hit it up to the green, and you walk away with 5.
Yeah.
That's that's the worst you could do. Then probably is 5 right there.
Well, your target in a situation like this should be to play bogey golf.
Okay,
Right.
So
That
you're
should be your
going to
target.
Oakmont with the target of bogey golf.
Well, that
You're gonna
has to
shoot
be
90.
That has to be the mindset.
You're going to
It's
shoot
like-
90.
No,
No,
I'm
actually, I
going to
think
shoot
part
more.
there
I'm
is
going to
70.
shoot more than 90.
Yeah.
So you got 10. You got a 10-shot cushion.
Well, you're
to break
breaking 100, so you don't
you're
have a whole
starting-
lot.
Well, no.
starting
People
at
have said
90
people
if
said
you
I'm not
play-
going to break 150. So
You said you would break 100.
You said you'd break 100.
yeah, I did.
Yeah.
We said you wouldn't break
Right.
150.
So some of the greatest players in the
And
world.
I said I would definitely break 150.
some of the greatest players in the world are double-digit over par.
Yeah.
But not
And-
Bart.
But Bart's gonna. But
I could be double-digit
but-
over par and
right,
break 100.
Right. So the only difference between you and some of the greatest players in the world is like 8 shots.
Well, and a
'Cause you-
significant
'cause-
yardage difference.
Oh my gosh. If you think so this is not about yardage.
No.
at Oakmont.
What I'm saying is like they were playing it at what was 7,800 yards, whatever it played at for the U.S. Open. This is 6,500 yards.
No, you'd shorten it.
You could tee off from the middle of the
Yeah.
fairway,
3 wood.
150 yards in.
Yeah, I'm going to keep my
still
driver
not
in my
breaking
bag today, and I'm just going to play 3
Are
woods
you
off
going
the
to
tee.
drink beer during the round?
Hell yeah! I'm
Flight
gonna
by
need
angling.
it. I'm gonna need it.
So you're going to drink. I just want to make sure I got this right. You're going to Oaklawn. They're going to keep 5-inch rough. They're going to keep the slope on the greens at like 10,000.
The
You're gonna-
fairway stint is at 12.
Yeah, and you're going to drink beer all day.
Not all day.
Or
no.
most of the day.
No, I wouldn't even go that far.
Part of the day. part of the day.
Maybe just a couple of
All right, hot dog at the turn.
You're going to have beers
Absolutely.
beers and burgers and break 100 all at the same time, all on the same day.
The confidence is incredible. The
See,
delusion.
the texts keep coming in.
Yeah.
You'd be lucky to shoot 150.
All right,
Bart
let's-
won't break 150. I'm breaking 150. Guaranteed.
Yeah, I don't know.
We've
Guaranteed.
changed the
That is a
conversation.
lock.
Wait.
That is a lock.
Edward's got something to say.
We got to change it. Go ahead.
No, I don't.
I got something. Oh, yeah, we need to go to break. I got.
Edward's saying, you got to shut up.
Okay.
Edward's bored by the conversation.
No, I'm not. We're just getting tight here.
Could you score in the NBA final game tonight? Could you score?
Maybe
No.
if I was
The
wide
answer
open.
is no.
If I was wide open.
Would you make a free throw if you went to the
Could
free
you
throw
get
line?
open? Could
No.
you get open?
No.
Feed me, I'm open.
They'd have to leave me alone.
Hey,
They'd have to treat me like Tony Allen on offense.
One of the texters said Bart had a better chance of starting for the Thunder,
Right.
than he does of breaking.
Could you have made contact against Kate Anderson on Saturday night?
No.
Oh, he'd have fouled off.
Okay,
he'd
well, we
have
finally
been a
got-
tough out.
we-
He'd have been a tough
We
out.
finally got to something.
Could
he
you have
couldn't do.
bunted? Could you have laid down a bunt?
No.
Because a lot of people think they should have bunted.
No.
I'll say this: one of
I
the
might
great,
be delusional.
one
I'm
of the-
not that delusional.
One of the great joys in life would be watching Bart try to leg it out the first base. I want to see you and Bart in the old three-legged race.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. Let me just.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, summer's heating up, and Splash Car Wash is keeping your ride looking fresh with a special deal just for listeners of the Chuck and Bo Show. Right now, buy one Best Wash and get 2 free. One for you, one for your spouse, one for a friend, or just keep them all. It's an easy way to stay clean, cool, and cruising all summer long. That's 3 top-tier washes for just $27. Text Splash Car Wash to 22322 to access this exclusive online-only offer.
If you haven't tried a flight by Yingling, you're missing out on the great taste of Yingling that is a light beer. It's the next generation of light beer. Get it on draft, in the can, the new skinny cans, and now the new 16-ounce resealable twist-off aluminum bottle. Perfect for any occasion. It's just 95 calories, and you're still enjoying a Yingling. Take your beer game to new heights with Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer.
We never thought much about power outages until we had one during the worst possible time. As a busy mom, there are plenty of challenges in a day. But with Paschal, power outages don't have to be one of them. A whole home generator installed by the pros at Paschal gave me back my peace of mind. The process was easy and understandable. Now, I don't have to worry about losing power when storms arrive. Get a free estimate today and keep the power on with a whole home generator from Paschal. Professional people, professional service. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
If you've been hurt in a car wreck, if you're struggling to get your Social Security disability, or you're buried in debt thinking about bankruptcy, don't wait. You need a legal team that knows how to fight for Arkansans.
That's why you can trust Cadell Reynolds. Bill Reynolds and his team know how to get results when it matters most. Whether it's personal injury, disability, or bankruptcy, they've got your back.
Dial 866-314-3728 or visit CadellReynolds.com today.
Cadell Reynolds. Make the right call.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
With rainy season here and summer just around the corner, make sure your gutters are ready. Hogcroft Gutters, locally owned with over 30 years of experience, does it all. Seamless gutters made on site, trenching and French drain. Fully licensed and insured with a 20-year warranty on every job. Serving Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. And if you're outside those areas, just give them a call or a text. And for a free inspection, visit hoggutters.com. That's hoggutters.com.
So I spent yesterday. You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
You need to run that tape back for me, because that didn't happen. Don't come at me with that crap.
Don't come at me.
Yeah.
Not up in here.
Yeah. You must have your shows mixed up. Like, that didn't happen here, pal.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
You got a better chance of bowling at 300 than you do of breaking 100 at Oakmont.
Disagree.
Could you kick a game-winning field goal?
No.
What could you do? What can Bart not do? Could you run the 100-meter hurdles in under a half an hour?
Could you run them without falling down?
Debatable.
I want to watch. I did now. Like, this is our own Chive TV channel.
Bart doing things.
I would have never expected that to come out of anybody's mouth this small. I can break 100.
I'm going to Oakmont. We're going to broadcast it live.
Surely somebody knows a member. Somebody knows a member.
We need the schedule, guys. He's going to go to Vegas and do the NASCAR challenge.
No,
I
ain't doing that. I ain't doing that.
Drives the oval.
Nah.
We're going to take him to Oakmont, try to break 100. He's going to try to hit that $1 million pitcher from Texas Tech and fast pitch softball.
Probably not going to be successful.
He's going to try to bunt against Kate Anderson.
Definitely not successful there.
Well, when they had the shift on the other night, I think if Bart was there, he just lay down a bunt, beat it out.
The next thing we're going to find out is that Bart, as a baseball player, could also switch hit.
He could.
Yeah.
Switch throw. He could pitch with either arm. 90 miles an hour from both sides.
We got our new commercial. It's Flight by Yingling, and it's Bart, the kind of interesting man in the world.
Swig a beer.
Yeah. Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. 1 o'clock. First pitch today.
Bart's the odds-on favorite to win the Kentucky Derby next year, according to Ryan in Prairie Grove.
Is he the horse? Is he racing the horses?
He's the horse and the jockey. He's just going to run.
He's just going to sprint.
Sprint.
That's man versus animal. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
If you got a head start, could you beat Jordan Anthony in a race?
No.
Have a great day.
Hey, want to fly like a VIP? With Jet Aircraft, you skip the TSA lines, skip baggage claim, and fly on your schedule. The plane doesn't leave until you get there. You enjoy a full bar and food service for up to 9 passengers and plenty of room for luggage. Wherever you need to fly to or from, whether it's a special trip to the College World Series or golfing with buddies, round up your crew, split the cost, and fly private. Also, ask about the Jet card. Visit jetnwa.com. That's Jet with 2 T's.
As a play-by-play announcer, my eyes are everything. I need to see every detail on the field to call the game the right way. So when cataracts started affecting my vision, I knew I couldn't wait. I went to Dr. Betts and the team at McDonald Eye Associates. And truthfully, I wish I'd done it years ago. The difference is incredible. The whole experience was professional, easy, and honestly life-changing. If your vision's holding you back, take it from me. Don't put it off any longer. Schedule your appointment with McDonald Eye Associates today. Did you know Chevy of Fayetteville is the #1 volume dealer in Northwest Arkansas? That means nobody sells more cars, trucks, or SUVs than Chevy of Fayetteville. They've been a part of our community for over 25 years. They're supporters of our local schools and the Razorbacks. And they're the best after the sale. An award-winning service and parts department, a waiting area, complimentary loaners. So go see Chris Mark in Denver and the team at Chevy of Fayetteville, inside the Fayetteville Auto Park. Buying or selling a home's a big deal, and you want someone who is with you every step of the way. That's why those of us at the Chuck and Bo Show wholeheartedly recommend Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, because we've experienced it. They've been my partners for life. They're Bo's partner now, and I promise you, when you become involved with Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, they'll become your partners for life too. They've been turning houses into homes since 1978, and you can always log on and check out their selection at WeicherGriffin.com.
Why don't you just kind of style it up a little bit at the game? Let's get your drip going.
Hey, I got a lot more drip than you think.
The Chuck and Bo Show.